What it is, yo? What's up? It's your boy Mark McBride, aka Saul Camaro, and we're back for another week of the uncomfortable truth. I'm going to go a little solo tonight for a while, and I'm going to monologue for just a little bit. Kanai and other individuals that are going to join the show, they'll be here a little later. Um, I don't even really need to introduce what we're going to talk tonight about, but I will. Okay, first topic of tonight will be before the brick. Before the brick. That's what we mainly want to talk about because most people only want to focus on the actual interaction of the people that created the crime. On the uncomfortable truth, our mission is to prevent these actions from happening again. So, therefore, in order for us to do that, we have to take a close look at what happened before the break, before the infraction, before the crime, so we can prevent it from happening again. And if we happen to get through this subject tonight, because I know that this was going to be something crazy, I only picked two subjects to talk about tonight. The second one is going to be the black obesity. And the reason why I brought up black obesity is because this weekend, Labor Day weekend, I was out and about in Atlanta, Georgia, and went to a bar and grill that I frequent before. And when I tell you, I was just appalled of how we looked as a community. It was almost sickening of how we looked as a community. And nobody is talking about this. And if we are looking this bad in our 20s and 30s, it's only going to get worse. But, maybe we'll get to that subject. Maybe we won't. I doubt it. So, going back to what we were going to talk about before, we're going to start talking about the brick lady, a.k.a. Robashi. I think I'm saying her name right. R-H-O. Let me know in the comments if I'm murdering her name or not. And before I get too deep into that subject, I want to go ahead and look at my TikTok and my Facebook community. Hey, I need y'all to come on over to YouTube, type in Atlanta Cast Network, show. Come over, check us out, support the show. And I need y'all to be over here in the comments over here and not over there because I can't respond to y'all over there. All right, come on over to the YouTube and we won't got to worry about getting shut down. All right. So moving on. Before the brick. This is a subject and this is a situation that is not new. Maybe, 2 months ago, we were talking about something very familiar. A lady was in a restaurant trying to get some food for her and her child. Some crazy individual walked up to her and started giving her all types of physical threats. Instead of walking away and getting herself to safety, she decided to stay and stand her ground. And even though this individual started to yell and scream and give out all types of outlandish threats, physical, to give her physical harm, she did not move. She did not move. She did not change. She did not do anything. And the actions happened. The assault happened. We saw a woman on national news, all types of social media platforms get punched 3 times by a grown man as hard as he could. As hard as he could. And the nation went nuts, especially the black community. And every man that I know said the same thing. Shit! Why did she stay there? Why are you going to sit here and argue with a crazy dude that obviously has some type of mental problems, that obviously has some type of mental issues going on? How can black men protect black women, black children, other black men, if we have to continue to learn the same lessons over and over again? How do you expect us to ever move anywhere as a community if we have to continue to see our women be assaulted and fly on every social media platform on planet Earth, and it doesn't teach us nothing. We learn nothing. We do the same things over and over again and wonder why nothing's changing. Because you're not learning anything, people. You're not changing anything because you're not learning anything. You're allowing the same things to happen over and over and over again. What I want to do is I want to play some video that we have, some video footage of the actual subject of the evening about exactly what happened and who this person is. And we also got some audio and some video from some individuals who was actually at the location. So just so we can see how this person got to where she is now and what was the actions that got her there. Mr. Operator, if you could please play that first video that we have on the subject.
Yo, this man just hit me in my face with a brick, and all these black men just watch, and they don't give a yeah, this man hit me, grabbed a rock, and he hit me in my face because I would have given him my number. And all y'all just watch.
What do you want to do?
What do you want to do? What do y'all do? I want y'all to be a man. I want y'all to be a man. Do something. Y'all gonna let a man hit me in my face? Yo, this man, what have I ever done to anybody in my life to deserve this? I never did anything in my life to hurt anybody. Literally, a man asked me for my number. I said no, and he picked up a brick in front of so many men and was like, "What you gonna do?" And I told all these men, like, "Yo, why this man got a brick on my face?" And he's holding a brick, and all these is watching, and nobody does nothing. And he hits me in my face, and they're all just watching, and they let that get in the car. How is this okay? This is what y'all doing to women?
I'm going to jail!
Very chilling video. Very chilling video. Cringe when I first saw it, when I first heard it, because I have daughters. So, of course, that is something you would never want to hear or see happen to somebody you love. And when you hear and see that, the first thing you think of are the people you love. And what would you do if they were in that position? But after further investigation, we all know the internet don't play. We've come to find out that this individual had a different mindset prior to the incident and the information that she was spewing all over the internet. And let's take a look at that. Operator, if you could play the video where we got the little Spider-Man guy telling us a new story about this individual.
Hey guys, do you remember this lady?
This man just hit me in my face with a brick, and all these black men just watch.
Quite unfortunate getting hit by a brick again. No man should put their hands on any lady, right? But then we also found, the internet works so fast that she said things like this.
Because men are not providers and protectors, not innately, because they only protect what they possess. Well, we protect everybody, and we provide, baby, okay?
Wow. See, this is why we guys are having so many issues with you ladies. You guys say all these things, but when push comes to shove, you switch to default mode and want men to assist you. This is how we know this whole, we need power, patriarchy is crazy. Because if you were thrown into a situation where there was violence all around you, default mode would activate.
I tell your mama you ain't shit.
Maybe you thinking a little differently about this person. Maybe, maybe not. And I know the majority of you are saying, well, what does that got to do with her getting hit with a brick? Well, nothing. But it is a little bit of a contradiction, a little bit of hypocrisy. How can you, on social media platforms, 1 minute, you're spewing to black women that you're the providers and you're the protectors. Y'all don't need men. What would you need a man for? And then on the same platform, scream and cry that black men didn't protect you. That the men were standing around in a circle watching you get hit with a brick and did nothing. Now, mind you, this individual, Robashi, is pretty well known in her community. I believe that she's from Somalia, yeah. And the community knows about her very well. And I have to think to myself when I hear stories. And when somebody tells me, yeah, somebody was trying to get my number. And when I said no, period, this person picked up a brick and hit me in the face. It's a little extreme for me. Not calling anybody a liar, but it's a little extreme for me. For someone to just take off and go grab a brick, you didn't say anything to the individual. Only word you said was no. And then to have multiple men in the area watch all this happen and say and do nothing doesn't seem to be right. Doesn't sound right. Doesn't sound correct at all. And after further investigation, we come to find out maybe she left a few things out of the story. Maybe she wasn't 100% honest. And a lot of people were saying, I'm not buying it. So, operator, if you could, let's play the next video, please. Now, what you just saw there was a skit, okay? This was not real. This is some of the propaganda. This is some of the information that she spews out on her social media platform. She goes around and slaps other men and tells them, hey, you better not ever do this again. You better not ever do that again, showing her power and might, that she is able to go around and put men in their place.
Cut that bitch off.
And say exactly what she feels and do exactly what she feels. Now, even though we may have not been familiar with this young lady, but her community was. So, if individuals know this person to be very rude and condescending to men, and she also advertises that she is a lesbian, that means she's not even interested in men. Why would someone from her community come up, a heterosexual man, and ask her for a number in the first place? Not saying she's lying, but doesn't make sense to me. Well, today on TikTok, we happen to talk to a few of those individuals. We actually got one of them to come on live and tell the story, how he saw it, how he experienced it. Because if you remember in her video, she said that everybody stood around and watched this individual hit her with said brick and did absolutely nothing. Well, we got to talk to some of those individuals on live today, and I got that footage right here. Operator, if you could play the TikTok live footage.
Hey, what happened? You know what I'm saying?
Oh yeah, I mean, so like I said, she pulled up on the Uber for us, but she had a friend. There were two of them, and then it was two ladies, her and a friend. So when they went in the club, I was outside. So they went in the club. So it was after everybody already left, and then he was the other dude. The dude that hit him on. I know the dude. I saw the dude. He was wearing a suit. After the club is finished, everybody going home. So I thought they know each other. And then me and my homeboy, we was going to the gas station to grab some drink. And then when we came from the gas station, that's after everybody already left. They already went home. So me and my homeboy was there, and some other guys. So when we come out of the gas station, she started crying and said, "Hey, can y'all help me? This guy just hit me on the bridge." And I was like, "Where you at?" She was not starting recording right there. And then I was like, "Where you at? Where's the dude? Where's the dude? Where you at?" Because he was bad, man. I don't support stuff like that, bro. I don't. Because he was there, and then the dude already been gone. So we're like, "Hey, what we can do? Let's call the ambulance stuff and the police." And so the police, they were on their way, and then she removed her phone and started recording. Just him with the brig, all that stuff she's saying, and then she's showing us. I did not know this video gonna go viral like that, bro. I could have stepped away in the video, but I was just there, like. Then I see myself in there, me and my homeboy, like, what? And then I didn't even know. And then my friend was like, hey, man, what's going on? But y'all letting females to get weak. I said, what happened? What? And then when I see, like, no, that's not really what happened, bro. The dude hit it, they left. So me and my homie, only me and the homie was there. He was ringing a door. We stayed with her until the police came. She was acting up, too. She was aggressive to the cops, all that. So he was telling the police, yeah, you let someone hit me and they're not going to do something? We cannot see the dude. The dude is not there no more. He already left. That's what I'm saying. We try our best to help her. We stayed with her until, and then she went to the hospital. We just went home after that. Yeah. So did you tell the police? Yeah, we told them.
Yo, this shit is
So
stupid.
y'all didn't even
Like,
see.
for
So you
real.
didn't even see
Lord,
the dude.
how
You thought they knew
how
each
much
other.
longer we gonna listen to this
The
nonsense?
situation that happened, what you seen the aftermath, correct?
Yeah, correct.
And so when she pulled out the phone after y'all called the ambulance to help her, so y'all called the ambulance to help her, and then she pulled out her phone and started talking crazy?
Yeah, she started talking about that. This man just hit me, and these guys are watching. We look bad in the video, you see? So
Yeah, it make y'all look bad on the video, but I'm gonna post this so y'all get y'all point out, so y'all get y'all part out. I'll post this up. I'm gonna put it in my YouTube link in the bio so y'all can actually, and I'm gonna put, Brick Face Girl, the true story, the guys that helped us, so y'all can actually get out there. I'll put your name in there too.
I appreciate it.
Yeah, so I can clear y'all name, because these women out here on the app, bro, they saying y'all didn't do nothing, y'all was just standing around. Why didn't nobody call the cops? But nobody's talking to y'all about it.
Cast Network. As you can see, and as you can hear, bullshit.
Shit.
That's what it was. 100%. All of it. From the very beginning, when she turned on that phone, it was bullshit. I knew it was bullshit when I first heard it, because I cringe at the sight and thought of somebody hurting my child like that. But when the facts hit my brain's like, no, hell no, fuck no.
That's bullshit.
That's 100% bullshit. You heard these individuals say they didn't even see the dude. He was gone by the time that crew of guys that she was recording showed up. The man is gone. If you hear in the very beginning of her video, you hear them saying, what can we do? What can we do? What do you need us to do? So the same individuals that came there to her aid, that called the police, that called the ambulance, she then wanted to say, you know what? I can use this as an advantage and go viral. So I'm going to put my phone up and say that none of these dudes helped me and they didn't do shit. Remember the footage we showed before. She was already spreading propaganda about black men in the first place. She was saying that we protect and we provide, baby. You need to come over here on the women's side, because men are not protectors. Why not? Why wouldn't she want to use this to further push her message? It's not hard to figure out. She literally said that black men do not protect and provide. Okay, well, what better situation and circumstance to prove that than when she got smacked up against the side of the head to show all these black men who showed up to help her and protect her, and then try to say that these individuals didn't help. Well, that's exactly what they did. But don't worry, the police footage will come out eventually. And the actual recordings of the police officers talking to her and talking to the individuals, it'll be released. And we'll have another Alabama situation all over again. All over again. I got one more piece of footage that I want y'all to hear. It's going to be audio only. And this is from an individual who knows who she is, who's from the community, and who was actually there on the scene. All right, listen up.
I was one of the guys who was there and did not help her when she was getting hit with the brick, right? I feel like people need to know the whole story before they start commenting everything and say things they don't understand or they don't know. You guys don't even remember who you guys are trying to defend, who you guys are trying to speak up for. This is the same woman that was going around smacking white people in the streets. She's not innocent. She was actually taunting the guy to hit her. Why would I go defend somebody that's actually looking for trouble? This woman, she is literally a troublemaker. Everybody that knows her in our community knows she's a troublemaker. I'm not going to risk my life over somebody that's actually out there looking for trouble. If you go on social media online, you're going to see some of her antic videos, taunting people, looking for a reaction. Well, she got what she been looking for, and you guys are giving her the attention that she was actually seeking for. I don't regret not standing up for her. If you look at some of the videos, I was there. I don't regret nothing whatsoever. I don't regret standing up for her. I'm not saying she deserved it. I'm not saying that any man have a right to hit a woman, especially with a brick. Nobody deserves that. But at the end of the day, there's more to the story. She's not as innocent as she's trying to portray herself to be. She wants attention. She's an attention-seeker woman. She tried to go viral, and you guys have given her what she wanted. Yes, she did get hit by a brick. Yes, I saw it. Yes, I was standing by doing nothing. And if that shit happened again in the same circumstances, I will watch. Because she's not as innocent as she portrays herself to be. She was taunting the guy. She was calling him all type of names. She was degrading him to a point where he resulted in picking up a brick and hitting him. I don't condone that type of behavior, but once again, she's not as innocent as she portrays herself to be.
That's an individual. That's an individual who's part of the community, who knows who she is, and says, we did exactly what she was aiming for us to do. That's exactly what we did. She wanted to go viral. She's been trying to go viral. That's her whole platform is about. Getting men to allow her to slap them and go twerk. Trying to tell black women you don't need black men. Pushing that black women needs to be with black women and not black men at all. And now all of a sudden, what happens? She didn't pull out her phone and record the dude who smacked her and walked away. She didn't do that. She didn't record the car and the license plate of the individual who smacked her and went away. She didn't do that. She recorded some innocent black men who came in to help her. You can't make this shit up. These men came to help her. This is another strike against you. We already got doubt in black men's mind by coming up and trying to help individuals. We already got it. And now here it is. We found out that she was trying to use black men as a prop to go viral. And it happened. It worked. I believed her. Hell, everybody believed her. You cannot fake a whole extra head on the side of your head. We all saw it. By the time the swelling ended, she looked like conjoined twins. I thought it was a whole other motherfucker over here. So somebody definitely hit her. But from the audio, she was provoking the individual. And it wasn't no little bitty white boy that she was slapping across the face and walking and twerking afterwards. It was somebody that wasn't going to play that game. He wasn't going to play that game. And from her own words, the man came up and put the brick to her face. You got to be a special kind of stupid to let somebody come and measure how far they need to swing to hit you with a rock and stay in place and allow them to do it. Now, how come we haven't had one witness come up and say they have seen this individual do it? Has anybody got any footage from anybody anywhere? There are cameras all over the world. How can somebody smack somebody with a brick and not one person said, I seen it? How? Everybody seen everything else, got everything else, talked to everybody else. Ain't nobody seen this mystery motherfucker. We got brick men still running loose in the city. Somebody called Batman because we got brick men on the loose. But let's get back to the main topic. And that's what's before the brick. Because what we don't want is this to happen to any of our sisters again. So I want to do show all the evidence and show exactly who that individual is so we can leave her and that alone. And let's just move on. There's no reason to talk about this crazy motherfucker anymore. We don't need to waste any more time on her because that and she is a liar from what I've heard, from what I believe. All the evidence that I have points against her. No, I'm not saying, Drea, come on up in the box and we'll talk. I'm ready for some people to come in the box. I'm saying that I don't believe that it happened the way she happened, the way she said it happened. But if it did, and to prevent that from happening again, we need to come up with a plan in place. And we need to talk about why this could happen and how it could stop and how we can prevent it from happening to one of our sisters that we love, one of these individuals that we want to protect. Because that shit, I seriously doubt that a group of men could sit around and watch a man in America pick up a whole brick and bash a woman in the face and do nothing, not take a picture, didn't nobody record the shit, nothing. You can't even trip and fall without somebody recording you. Come on, man. Let's have some common sense, people. You can't do nothing in America and get away with it. Everybody's recording everything. So you mean to tell me there were 15 iPhones in a circle and everybody was just like, nah, this ain't worth recording. I just watched this grown man pick up a whole boulder and walk over and threaten to hit this woman. But I ain't going to record that. Fucking bullshit. I call bullshit. And I can't talk like this on TikTok because they'll shut me down. So that's the reason why I'm over here. I don't fuck with TikTok like that. I go on other people's platform. Fuck that shit. Because they like to restrict, certain people. And I suggest the rest of y'all get your YouTube channel as well. Because over here, we say what we want and we say what we believe. We got freedom of speech over here. You can report all the fuck you want. So, how do we prevent it? How do we prevent this from happening seriously to any of one of our sisters, any one of our women? I was talking to a lady today, and I consider her to be, like my sister. I'm not going to say her name unless she wants to come up and, give her own story. Hey, operator, can you put the link to join in the chat? Drea, he's just going to put the link in there, and you can just click the link. I was talking to her, and she's military, so I came to her in this situation in a military manner. And I said, the enemy that we encounter in theater has no Geneva Convention. They don't have a set of rules that they must follow in order to engage. We have rules of engagement. We have a Geneva Convention. We have the UCMJ that we will be held accountable for if we use a weapon against a target that is not authorized. You can't use a rocket launcher on a child or a person at all. Now, it depends on if the person is a sniper. Well, no need to get into that, but you understand what I'm saying. The enemy doesn't have those same rules. You cannot push somebody and then say you're only allowed to push me back. They can do whatever the fuck they want to do. You do not have rights, people. I don't know who lied to you. I don't know who told you that in the United States of America, you deserve protection. You deserve somebody's protection. Who told you this shit? What grown adult lied to you and told you that you deserve something from somebody that don't even know you? Who told you that? Because you don't. You are a human, one individual by yourself, and you don't deserve nothing. You can only take advantage from what it is you acquire. If you acquire a husband, you acquire some family, you acquire a village, and those individuals, as you love and protect and do for and provide for these individuals, then they will then return love, affection, and protection back to you. Y'all forgot the world that you in today. This is not 1923.
Amen to that shit.
This is 2023. You got a 10-year-old boy. 20 years ago, he was 10 years old. He was just coming into his understanding that, okay, I like girls, and this is what I need to become as a man in order to be able to get a girl one day. And he heard equal. We are equal. Men, women, equal. Now, I know as an adult male what you were talking about. I know that you were saying, hey, we should be getting equal pay. We should get equal opportunities in the workspace. Thank you, Straight from the Sticks, for your super chat. Thank you. Thank you. If you had something to say, I would have stopped and talked about it, but I appreciate you supporting the channel. Welcome back. Our brothers. Let's give them a round of applause, Mr. Clapback and Laura Ninth Word. Thank y'all for joining the show. I'm saying that we got an echo. I need y'all to mute real quick. We have these individuals that feel and think that we are in a world where they are safe, but you have created a world that myself and these gentlemen to my left, we are not aware. We didn't grow up in this world. You got a 10-year-old boy that 20 years ago, he was just coming into being a young man. He was just coming into figuring out what he needed to be, what he needed to do, what he needed to focus on, what direction he wanted to go. Did he want to go an educational route, or did he want to go the sports route? Did he want to become a CEO? Did he want to become an investor? Did he want to be like his daddy, or did he want to go on his own way? And what else he was watching? He was watching women, and he was listening to women. And he heard you say,
oh, I'm sorry.
He heard you say, we are equal. We are equal. And that persuaded him. That persuaded his thinking. That persuaded his mindset. He believed that we are equal in every way. You didn't stop and explain to him that you were talking about, finances and your ability to be able to get equal pay and equal opportunities for jobs. He wasn't at your pep rallies. He wasn't at the feminist rallies. He wasn't listening to that. All he heard was equal. And he grew up. And now that 10-year-old boy is 30 years old. 30. And he is willing to do anything to you that he's willing to do to another male, because he doesn't see you as anything less than equal. That's what he grew up as. And I know Lord don't agree with me when I say this. He's already told me he don't agree with this, but this is just what I see. This is how I feel. There's no other way I could come up with a way how a man could look at a woman and do some of the things that's happening today. Lord, what do you think? What do you got to say about what I just said? I can't hear you.
Yeah, I'm saying anything I don't agree with now. Unfortunately, the last 20, 30, 40 years, the women have pushed the message that they're equal.
You sound real low.
I wonder why. Is that better?
And you got to echo, I think. Yeah, and you got to echo. You're going to drop down and come back. Clap back. What's up, dog?
What's up, man? I listened to your opening statement and everything, and here's what's crazy. So the brother was on my show also, and I think maybe that was the clip from that. What I found interesting was after the brother gave what he gave, and our women knew they had no more fight. They started asking him questions like, "Can you explain to us the distance that you were from the individual?" Laura, I think you got an echo. Um, Tell us the distance you were. Tell us what buildings were around. Tell us what cars were driving down the street to try to validate the point. So I thought the same thing as you. I said, how can we prevent this in the future? So today I did a kind of a radical show, and it was entitled How We Can Protect Women by Protecting Ourselves. And the theory that I came up with, Brother Saul, is that non-feminine women, I told the men, since they feel we're predators, they feel we're dangerous, they feel, because one lady came on the show and said they get up to go to work in the morning and they walk out their door and black men are sitting in the bushes waiting to essay them and fatality. So I said, okay, to the non-feminine women, here's what we do, brothers, to prevent this in the future. Don't compliment them. Don't smile at them. No longer ask to pump their gas. No longer pay it forward and say, can I buy you a coffee? Don't open up a door. Just don't engage with them, because they tell us when we say hi, you're creepy. You're giving me creepy vibes. What makes you think you can talk to me? I feel threatened. So I told the men today, I said, I'm only talking to men. I said, I want you to remove yourself from the non-feminine women and don't assume that you're able to smile at her. Don't assume when you go to work that you can say to her, hey, you look nice today. Your hair is nice today. Because if we can remove ourselves from these women who think that we are toxic, who think we're all dangerous, who on myself, they said 85% of black men have SA'd and DV'd children and women. So because they're so afraid, if we remove ourselves, we can protect these women by all of us removing ourselves and not even engaging with them and only deal with the feminine women.
Okay, so I can understand that logic. I can understand that mindset, but I know young men, and young men ain't turning down vagina. that's the sad part, and it is what it is. But I'm going to say this, and then I want Alondria to respond. I talked to a young lady in the live today, and she said, why don't y'all talk to young men? Why aren't y'all talking to men? Because I shouldn't have to walk around here scared. I shouldn't have to walk around here worried. Why do I need to walk around America worried about if a man is going to hit me with a brick, try to harm me physically, sexually, whatever the case may be? And this is exactly what I said to her. And I'm saying this to everybody who will ever watch this video or who's watching right now. That's on YouTube. That's on TikTok, Facebook, all of them. You should be afraid. Where do you think you at? You just for the last 20 years told black men you ain't shit. We don't need you. We're strong. We're independent and we can do it ourselves. So that means what? You are out here on your own. You can pretend like it's bullshit if you want. You can pretend like it's going to be all right. It's not. It's going to get worse. You got 9, 8, 7-year-old boys right now that have a phone and they see this shit every day. You the one that told black men they ain't shit. You the one that said that we're equal. You the one that told us to go and leave you alone. Don't bother you at the gym. Don't open your door. Don't sing to you no more. Don't do none of that shit. Leave me the fuck alone. And now all of a sudden, in 2023, you begging us to come back? It don't work like that. Go ahead, Alondra. I see your face.
Hey everyone, good evening. Hope everyone had a great
What's up, man?
you made me the big screen, but okay. Clapback's advice is I think it's good advice. Stay away from women. Stay away from women. Listen, if men stay away from women, then the danger of that men bring to women would be removed, right? So I don't think it's bad advice at all. I think it actually makes perfect sense.
He said to good men. He was saying good men stay away from non-feminine women. That has nothing to do. Listen, we already know that. To be honest with you, it's kind of what he's saying is true, but it's for individuals of sound mind that makes sense. So you're preaching to the choir. You know, you're preaching to the choir. You're not really doing anything or saying anything or teaching anything to anybody who doesn't already know that and has good sound mind and good sound decisions. What I'm trying to get from you is, and I look at you as a sister, Alondria. I'm talking to you. I'm serious. Appreciate it again. Thank you, Straight from the Sticks. Thank you for supporting the show. I'm speaking to you and other women like you, just like Vet Lady, just like Miss Met, just like all these other women that I find to be family. I'm telling you, you should be afraid. You should be scared. And you should move in this world as if it is true, because it is. Do you believe that what I just said is true?
Yeah, I do believe afraid. I don't think that removes, the responsibility that men have to not make women afraid. And
explain that. Explain how
This
that.
nigga's scared.
Explain how can we do that? How can black men get rid of the boogeyman?
Well, I'm not saying get rid of the boogeyman, right? What I was about to say was I think even men with good intentions still may scare women. So there's
men with good intentions scare women.
Yeah, absolutely. Because at the end of the day, like, you guys know this, man is bigger than a woman, he's stronger than a woman, he's faster than a woman. A man, anytime you go out the house, every man is a threat to you, could be a threat to you at the end of the day. Biology. So are there things that men can do in order to make women not be so afraid, to make women to let women know that he isn't a threat? And that he doesn't have any nefarious or ill intentions? Absolutely, there are things that men can do. I think that might be different for each woman, but I think that the man who wants to learn and recognizes that, yes, you are a physical threat to a woman, he's gonna figure out what it is. For example, if you meet a woman and you go on a date with her, maybe you leaving first, driving off and leaving first. That way she's not worried that you're gonna follow her. Like that wasn't the best example. I can admit that. But I'm just saying that there are absolutely things that men can do in order to minimize the fear level that women have, at least around them.
What threat do women face? And I want every woman that's listening, and if you have a different question or different answer, please come up and let me know. What threat do women face in America that men don't?
I'm not sure that was the statement, that women face a threat that men don't.
No. That answer is leading to something else. What threats do women face on a daily basis that men don't?
I cannot think of any physical threat that women face on a daily basis that men don't. I think the difference is how serious the threat is, right? Because
what's the difference?
Well, okay, let's just use Saul, and let's just use the men on this panel. If Saul approaches Lower and he's trying to rob him, and Saul approaches me and he's trying to rob me, which one of us is less likely to be successful in getting away safely?
Neither one of you if I got a gun.
Come on, don't be disingenuous.
That's true.
If I got a gun, whoa. What about Lower's flesh?
Wait, let me push back on that for a second.
Go ahead.
In
Lord.
fact, I may be more in danger because he more than likely he'll believe that I might try something or I may have a gun on me too. So I think he'd be more cautious of me and be less afraid of you.
Okay, so here, I just want to be clear before we go forward. Are you saying that women do not face a bigger threat when it comes to the threat of men?
I asked you. You are very intelligent. That's the reason why I asked you to come on this show all the time. I asked you to use, because I don't like Reese Cup and people like that. I would never allow them over here because I don't have time to deal with that fucking low intelligence. I believe that your intelligence is high enough for us to have dialogue that makes sense. I asked you to come up with a specific threat that you face that I, as a man, do not face and I don't have to worry about.
Other than death at childbirth, there is no threat, no physical.
I can't go outside and get pregnant and have a baby. I can't do that.
Yes.
That's not a threat. That's a choice.
Okay. I'm not going to die on that hill. I said there is no threat.
Okay, so there you go. The reason why I asked you that is because I wanted to say this. In Atlanta, this weekend, 16 black men were shot. 9 died.
What happened?
What the fuck? We've been talking about a woman who got hit with a rock. You want to talk about threats? We had 15 men get shot with bullets. That's just here in Atlanta. Shit. I'm not even going to talk about New Orleans and Chicago.
We have 4 here this weekend.
Shit. I'm not sure I understand. I thought the conversation was about how women can be safer.
Exactly, because what I'm saying is this. You are bringing up, and other women are talking about how much men need to focus on getting other men to not do anything to you. Not do anything to you. To make sure that y'all can walk around safely. We need to talk to men and try to prevent them from doing anything to you. When we are dying every day, rocks. We're talking about rocks. We're talking about punches. We're talking about DV. We're talking about assault. Name me a weekend. Hold on. Name me a weekend in American history where 15 women got shot and 9 of them died and nobody said shit about it. I'll wait.
Listen, I cannot recall a time, but I'd like to respond to the comment that was just posted up. I don't think that Black women think that black men are a threat. All black men are a threat. The statement that I made was, because you made the statement that women should be afraid. Women should be afraid of all men, not black men, all men.
Yes.
All men. This isn't about black men specifically. It is all men. Every single man, or the majority of men, right, have the physical strength to overpower me, right? Mm-hmm. Like, that's a fucking fact.
Okay.
So my question is this. My question for you is this. Are you going to de-escalate a situation when you're disrespected? Are you going to be on some rah-rah stuff? Because let's talk about how women get called out their name and become physically violent strictly off of that. So let's put the shoe on the other foot when women get disrespected and they become physically violent, when, i.e., throwing drinks on niggas for calling them a B word or slapping them. Because me and Saul Camaro are DJs, and we've been in the nightlife, and we witnessed how women can't control their emotions when they get called out their name. So how is it any different when a man reacts to how y'all respond?
To make sure.
And the simple fact that women try to put this blame on men not protecting y'all. The brother who came out and said I was there said why he ain't protect the woman. Well, and let's talk about niggas getting killed. Just reminding other people.
Let's ask one question at a time. Go ahead, Landra.
Well, I thought the Saul wanted to stay away from that specific example because we all know now that it wasn't what it seemed.
True.
Okay, I was late. My bad.
And I believe, I just want to make sure I understand the scenario you mentioned. You're saying that a woman gets called a bitch and then she smacks him, right? Is that what you're saying?
Correct.
Okay, but isn't that the same justification that women use in the woman? He attacked, so he hit her ass. So if it's okay for him to hit her,
it's not.
Listen, if people are going to use the argument, well, oh, what did she do to him? What was she saying to him? If we're using that argument for that scenario, then I would apply that same argument to this scenario.
Period.
What did he say to her that made her smack him?
Okay, Nino,
But
go ahead.
let me say this. If a woman puts her hands on a man, she better be prepared to get hit back. I am an advocate of that. I have 5 brothers and a son. So if a woman puts her hands on you, I would hope you use caution because you don't want to unalive her, right? But so a woman that's doing that, a woman that's putting her hands on a man, has to be prepared to get hit back. I'm having a discussion about women who are not putting their hands on men and are still targeted by men.
Okay, let's stay right there. Let's stay right there. And we're not going to move the goalposts. We're going to stay right there because what she said is a good point. We're going to focus on women who are getting assaulted by men who have done absolutely nothing wrong, right? And what you're saying, let me make sure I understand correctly. Us as the men who would not do that, who do not do that, we should then try to train or prevent these men from doing those things. Is that what you're saying?
Well, I never made that claim. I mean, I can.
No. I'm asking. What is your solution for us to be able to prevent that from happening to women?
That's not my solution.
No, I'm asking. What do you think is a good solution?
I can show you. I bought that shotgun that you told me to get.
But that's for your home. You're not going to walk around with a shotgun.
I also bought a 43.
Good.
So
good to go.
Listen, I just went and bought an AR today because after.
I like her.
I bought an AR-15 today.
Yeah, we've been talking to her for a minute.
Yeah. I like her.
Listen,
because what she's doing is she's explaining her fix to the problem, and that's what a lot of women need to do in these days. Because let's just be honest.
Hey, Miss Met, how you doing, Miss Met?
Let's just be honest. The men being raised today ain't the men that was being raised back in the 70s and 80s. So it's a last of a dying breed. What like most people like to say, it's the last of a dying breed. So these brothers that usually are the ones protecting women that's out here because, i.e., I guarantee any man on this platform see a woman being disrespected or attempted to be assaulted on, they going, "Hey, bro, you tripping." It ain't. It's usually the brothers. I'm gonna keep it 100 with you. Men who know their way around women and don't have no issues with women don't have these problems. It's the brothers who don't get no play that have these issues with rejection. So the brothers who have their way around are not their way, but know their way and know how. And let's just speak about some old school stuff that don't get spoken on these days. The brothers who have game and know how to court a woman and approach a woman properly don't have these problems. They are going to be protecting women. It's the boys out here that y'all deal with in your environments that produce these type of individuals. Because everybody,
but I see a potential problem there.
Wait. Let me point this out.
Let me say the potential problem that I see. So, a lot of the women that we're talking about, they are incapable of separating certain men from all men. So now we are arming women. We are arming women who look at all men as predators. Like a woman said on my show, even her son, her husband, her father, her brothers are all predators because they're men. So if women are out here with all these AR-15s and they mind is fucked up and they believe some boogeyman is sitting around the corner, but he's not a man that would attack her, and now she's out here attacking because it's kind of like the police, I fear for my life. This shit's gonna get real.
Oh yeah, it's about to be a lot more dead brothers.
Let's let Laura get. He was about to say something. Go ahead, Laura.
All right. Before we get too far away from this, we need to revisit something that Alondra said. Alondra, when she spoke on her son, I believe, and her brothers. What did you name?
I said I have five brothers and one son.
5 brothers and 1 son.
Yeah.
And you said that you would teach the young men to hit the girls back.
With caution.
With caution. That is a big problem in our community.
That's a risk right there.
The fathers of old the fathers that were in homes with their sons, we taught our sons not to hit women. The women of today
have raised their
without
sons.
wait a minute, brother.
My fault, bro.
The women today are teaching their sons to hit that bitch back. If y'all don't see the danger in that, I don't know what to tell y'all.
That is
Because men teach their sons not to put their hands on women. And these days, in these single mother homes, these women, not just this young lady, but just about every young woman that I know that are a single mother, tell their sons, if she hits you, you put your hands back on her too. So if y'all don't see that gonna
Piggyback
be
on
an
what
abuse,
Calvin just said?
yeah, if y'all don't see that gonna be an abuse problem in the future, I don't know what to tell you.
May I respond
Hey,
to that?
can I speak?
Hold on,
Oh,
DJ.
go ahead. My bad.
That would
Go ahead,
let
Queen.
Alondra
Go
go,
ahead,
and then you
Queen.
go after that.
Thank you so much, DJ,
All
for
right.
letting. Thank you, Mark. Lower, you have first of all, Calvin, I love that name. You have an amazing point. You make an amazing point, but this is why women are doing that, because men, for the longest, older men telling kids never to hit a woman, and unfortunately, women abuse that. Women abuse that because I smack him, if I push him, if I punch him, he's been taught not to hit me back. And now we have men out here who are being DV'd by women because they've been taught not to hit her back. When I was 10 years old, a boy called me fat. I smacked him in his face. He punched the shit out of me. I promise you I never hit a man again in my life. I learned that lesson one time at 10 years old. I am telling you, I'm not telling men to knock women out. I'm not. But you could put a woman in her place so that she thinks twice about putting her hands on you again. Now, New Jersey does not really have a self-defense law. So again, you have to use caution. Don't kill this woman. But make sure this woman never puts her hands on you again. Because women have abused that ideology that fathers have been teaching their sons, and it has gone too far.
You know what? I agree. I agree with that portion right there, but I understand what Laura is saying as well. Go ahead, DJ.
All right, so the perfect example to piggyback off of what Lower's talking about is the perfect example because that brother that got unalived up in Chi-Town for punching that woman was raised by a single woman and had nothing but sisters.
And that girl did have on her shirt the Knockout King.
And it's been and it was proven that he was beating on women in multiple situations. So that what Lower's saying is true. The product of that mindset is that Negro who got smoked in Chi-Town for punching that lady by her son. That's the result. How he moved with that woman is the result of if that woman put her hands on you, you better punch her back. So there ain't no respect. There's no empathy for a woman now when they being raised. If a woman touch you, put your hands on you. So you dismissing the empathy that men have for women.
Hey, go ahead, and everybody that's on TikTok, just go to Atlanta Cast Network on YouTube if you want to join the show. Listen, the last comment that Straight from Sticks has on there, put that on the screen for me. Everyone keep your hands to yourself.
Facts.
In a perfect
way. Exactly. That's the reason why I wanted to bring it up. This is the comment that I've heard for 3 days straight now. Why can't men just tell men to keep their hands to themselves? Why do they have to put their hands on? Ladies and gentlemen, you would not understand. It would take 3 days for us men to explain to you all the dangers that we encounter all the time and we know about all the time. But we don't have time to sit on platforms and complain about them and whine about them because they're never going anywhere. And we know that nobody cares. So when you say everybody put your hands, if I didn't know Lower and I didn't know Clapback and I didn't know DJ that way, if I didn't know Derek, and we all was talking to each other, we already know without even knowing each other that there's a low level of violence all the time because I don't know them, they don't know me. And if I cross the line it could end up in violence anywhere, anytime, regardless of the situation and circumstances. We know that. I don't believe the majority of our women know that. And I don't think they believe that. I think that they truly believe that this is a good world and majority of people are good, and men that do those things, they're making a conscious decision to do it. That they're not just walking around here evil predators when they are. See, a woman will say, I should be able to go to a club, have some drinks with my friends, and no man touch me, and I should be able to have a good time and get home safely. Alondra, would you say that that statement is false?
No, I think that women do believe that.
Yes, they believe that.
And I agree with that.
Yes. Now, I know, and I said this in Laura's Live today, and I know he hates it when I say shit like this. But if I was to go to a homosexual club, that's right, I'm saying.
Hadouken!
If I was to go to a homosexual club and get drunk, right? And I'm not homosexual, I'm heterosexual.
No homo.
Would that be a good idea for me, Alondra?
Nope. Nope.
I'm guessing the answer you look for is no.
Why would it not be no? If I'm heterosexual and I go to a homosexual male club and I get intoxicated, so intoxicated that I can't make sound decisions for myself, why would that be a bad idea? What could wind up happening to me, Alondra? I'm 6'4", 275 pounds.
Yeah.
You about to be the next Terry Crews. You about to be the next Terry Crews. You about to be the next Terry Crews.
I'm a big man. I'm military trained for 22 years. Even though all that is true, if I take my ass to the wrong place and get intoxicated, what could happen to me? I'm not even gonna say it because I already know Laura was sitting over there waiting on me.
So I see
what could happen to me.
So I see your point, right? The same thing that happened to women. You can be taken advantage of. So is your point that women shouldn't be going to clubs at all?
No, I'm saying you should not go to a place where men are voluntarily handing out dick to any and everybody.
I'm going to jail!
And get your ass so intoxicated that you can't make sound decisions and then think that you're going to blame it on the environment that you voluntarily took your ass into. See, I know that as a 6'4", 275-pound man that I can't do that. I cannot go around the city of Atlanta with my top down, all my jewelry on, and expect nothing to happen to me because I think that all the men should be telling men to leave me alone.
Amen to that shit.
Y'all are walking around the world with this Disney World goddamn mindset that we are supposed to talk to the very individuals who will fuck us up too. And men aren't saying that. They're not saying, how the fuck am I going to stop somebody from hurting you who will fuck me up too? They will rob me. They will freaking lay me down and in too deep me on the fucking pool table. They will do it if I give them the opportunity. If you ain't seen the movie, go see it. You'll understand what I'm talking about. Pool, stick on the table, up his ass. Hard, no Vaseline. Everything you got, as far as it can go. Twist it, break it off. That's what that can happen. It can happen, and it does happen. But we know ain't nobody out there gonna save us or help us. So ain't no reason for us to come on these channels and cry and whine and talk about why don't y'all tell these people not to rob us and unalive us and grape us. Ain't no police for us. Ain't no tears for us. Ain't nobody give a fuck if a man got hit with a brick today. He could have got laid down with 2 bricks. You don't give a shit. We're going to move on to the next subject. But for some reason, the whole goddamn world needs to stop because one stupid ass girl with a big ass mouth got smacked in the goddamn face. Did she deserve it? I'm not going to say that. I'm not going to say that nobody deserves to get smacked with bricks. But goddamn it, if you volunteering yourself into fucked up situations all the time, don't get upset when you get fucked up results. She's literally going around playing with adult men. Fucking with them. I know not to do that. I'm 6'4", 275. If I was to go downtown Atlanta and start fucking with black men, I would get fucked up.
Hey, Mark, can I put you for that? How many men been unalive from minding other people's business when they see a domestic situation?
Do you actually know the answer to that, or is this a rhetorical question?
No. I'm asking the question.
Say it again.
How many men are unalive from minding other people's business when they see a domestic situation? Because I know a lot of places, if you mind other people's business, they'll get you in the box real quick.
Well, I thought we like to speak in generalities, and unless you guys,
That's general as a man trying to protect black women these days when they see a domestic situation. Then what happens is now the aggression that's being directed towards you is being directed towards me because I'm trying to save you from getting your ass beat.
Okay, so does anyone know how many DV situations happen publicly?
A lot.
So we don't actually know numbers. We're just talking at this point.
No, we're talking from experience. If you haven't experienced somebody's doing that, I guarantee if you bring up 100 men and do a Family Feud survey and they ask you situations that they have experienced. Now, I'm not worried about your statistics. I'm talking about how men experience life, and that's what women don't understand. Y'all talk about protecting and doing this and doing that. It's men getting smoked. Matter of fact, it was somebody on another platform on TikTok talking about how they seen their cousin's girl getting hands put on him after the club, and he did 15 years for assault for protecting his cousin's girl. And that girl ain't write a note, didn't send a dollar to his books, didn't say thank you or nothing. And you know what he said? You think he gonna ever put himself in that position again? And that was his cousin's girl.
Nope.
Okay, so
hold on, Lonja. I thought you said it the reverse way, because the reverse way we know the answer, and I'm gonna say it the reverse way. How many men have lost their life from minding their business and not jumping into other people's situation and circumstances? How many men have lost their life for that? And I would say fucking zero.
Shit. I don't know how true that is. You mentioned 16 young men unfortunately were murdered. You didn't give the details, but
they was doing some shit.
Oh, okay. Let me say this. If 100 women came on your platform and all said that they were cheated on by men or abused by men, you guys would say that's anecdotal. If there's no numbers to support that, you guys would say this is a minority. You guys would say that most men aren't doing this. So my brother DJ just mentioned that we can get firsthand accounts from men about their experiences, but at the end of the day, all those experiences are anecdotal. So if we're going to say that to women about their anecdotal experiences and their collective experiences, then we have to say the same thing to men.
I can get you the numbers of one thing that we do know. And the one thing that we do know is that the most difficult call that a police officer gets is a domestic abuse call to come to the home. Because in a lot of those cases, the female has called, and when the police officer arrives, she turns on the police officer, trying to either fight or beg for him not to take the person who was just whooping her ass to jail. And that's a fact. We have numbers on that.
Facts. They don't expect.
So what are the numbers? How many women are begging the police?
I will get you the numbers, but that is a statistic that's reported, and it's widely known that domestic abuse calls to homes for police officers are one of the most dangerous calls they get.
Look, I don't want to go down too many rabbit holes. The name of this subject is called Before the Brick.
Yeah.
And what we want to focus on is before you can get yourself into any type of situation where a man or a woman is going to assault you, what should you do and what should you not do? Because the question of asking men, why aren't we going out fixing these dudes, is irrelevant and low-level intelligence, and I'm not entertaining it. That is not an option. It's never going to fucking happen because we ain't got time to worry about the motherfuckers who going to hurt you because we got twice as many motherfuckers who's going to hurt us. So if we got the sense to be able to walk around in this nation and not get smacked with bricks and chairs and smacked with bullets, and we know where to go, who to be around, who not to be around, why can't your ass figure it the fuck out as well.
I'm not sure
Hey,
men do that sense.
I got
Say
a
it again.
question.
Hold on. What'd you say, Alondria?
I'm not sure men do have that sense.
Not all men have that
Whoa,
sense. Let's correct that.
Let me ask you a question. Are the majority of men on this app or on any fucking platform going around asking anybody to protect them?
Men are the protectors. That they would look bad.
No, they're not. Because what you fail to realize is that I can pretty much whoop everybody ass that I meet. Pretty much. Most people I meet, I can fuck them up. I don't give a fuck. I don't give a fuck if they better have that heat on them. Because if it's man to man, I know enough shit to where I can fuck most men up. And most men do not have my size, do not have my knowledge, do not have my speed, do not have my
They ain't got that McMac, baby. They ain't got that McMac.
Hold on, wait. Y'all fail to realize that the average man is 5'6" and 185 pounds. That's the average man. Hell, most women are bigger than him.
Guilty.
So what I'm trying to say is, y'all sit up here talking about that y'all gotta worry. Men have to worry as well, but we don't hear them talking about y'all need to go and talk to the big dudes and stop them from trying to assault us, and stop these big dudes from trying to rob us, and stop these dudes with guns. They ain't doing that. You know what they're doing? They're gonna go train themselves in martial arts. They're going to go buy the motherfucking weapons. They're going to set their homes up for intruders. They're going to make sure there's weapons in their vehicles. They're going to make sure that they got a plan to get in and out the house. They're going to have defensive motherfucking perimeters. They're going to know their environment. They're going to have men in their neighborhood, and they're going to all communicate and have a location that they're going to meet up in case some bullshit go off. We don't got time to complain. We plan.
Hey, can I piggyback off what Camaro's saying right now? As a husband, my wife knows how I move based upon how Saul Camaro is saying. My wife knows when I go out, I'm in the position to protect my family. She knows where I want to sit. She knows where to sit at the table because she knows I need to be able to face every exit. I need to be able to see what the hell's going on. I have situational awareness when I'm out with my family because I'm the protector. My point is this: what Saul Camaro is saying is absolutely true, and I heard somebody else say it. Brothers ain't protecting random women. We protect what we sacrifice for. What we are inclined and we are demanded to protect, and that's our kids, our wife. Let me reorder that. It's our wife, our kids, and then our family. So then when it comes down to it, and I got a question for you, Queen, what's your name? Alondra? I got a question for you. In that situation, if a man got a brick in his hand, are you going to antagonize him and say, you ain't going to do shit? You ain't going to do it? You ain't going to hit me with that brick, nigga? Are you going to do that if he got a brick in his hand?
No, I will pull out my gun.
Perfect answer.
But I wouldn't be in that situation in the first place because I'm a scaredy cat and I'm from the suburbs, so I'm not about that life. But let me say this.
So are you going to de-escalate that situation to get out of it? Are you going to tuck your tail and remove yourself from the situation?
Absolutely. I would be in the situation in the first place. But yes, in the event I found myself in a situation where things were getting heated, and this is with a man or a woman, I have no shame in saying you got it. You got it. But let me say this. And
What's up, Channah, baby?
I say this to my brother all the time. I'm like, you got kids. It ain't worth going to prison. But let me say this one point. So I mentioned that I bought a few guns, right? And I'm getting this training course because I want to be comfortable with using these guns, like Saul suggested. Make sure you know how to, one hand, all of these things, right?
Side alignment, baby.
Let me get my point. Thank you so much. One of the things the trainer said is treat all guns like they're loaded, whether they are or not. My brother Clapback, he made the statement that women are treating all men like, like these bad men. But it's kind of like the concept with the gun. You treat all guns like they're loaded. You need to treat all men like they are a threat. If you don't know this man, if you don't know these men, when you walk out the door, you have to treat them all like they are loaded guns.
I agree. 100 fucking percent.
I definitely agree with that.
Right now, let me tell you something right now, and this is what I tell my
If
daughter.
this was TikTok, nigga, I'd have gave her all my fucking goddamn gift money.
Listen, this is what I tell my daughters. I want everybody on TikTok, Facebook, YouTube to listen to this right now. You be fair, you be kind, you be courteous, but you have a plan to unalive everybody you meet. Everybody that comes within a 30-yard radius, you have a plan in your head mentally. I'm going to do this to this person if he charges me. I'm going to do this to this person if he comes into my vehicle. I took my woman to the range, got her a gun that she feels comfortable. I made her practice removing the gun and racking around in the chamber. I would come up randomly and grab her and be like, 1, 2, 3, you're dead. 1, 2, 3. She's got it out, racked it.
Wait a minute, bro. Wait a minute. You got her running around. You got her running around without one in the head, bro.
No, can't have one in the head.
Can I say one more thing?
Because of where she's got it, I don't trust her. No,
man, listen. Hey, I'm about to say, bro. What the hell you talking about, bro? You know we don't do like that. You know we don't do like that. It's pull and shoot. We ain't got time to be racking nothing. Pull and shoot. I don't know why you ain't teach her the right way, Mark. You better get her comfortable from the jump, bro.
You gotta take steps. Go ahead.
You better get her comfortable. Yeah, you can't take steps. You gotta get her from the jump. You gotta start that habit from the jump, bro. She gotta have trigger control from the jump. You know that, Mark.
The one thing I want to add is, even though I am getting comfortable with a gun, that doesn't mean you just walk around like, looking for trouble. Just because you're now carrying a gun, ladies.
That's right.
Like, or because Taekwondo, like you go to take MMA classes or whatever, you should still try to de-escalate the situation. Like the purpose of me getting the guns is truly in a situation of danger. And that doesn't mean that if there's possibly danger, now I don't need to walk away because I have a gun. Like, I want to go home to my kids. Ladies, you want to go home to your husbands or your wives, whatever. So even though I'm recommending all women get guns, and even self-defense classes, we shouldn't, have that make us think that we just bad bitches and we can do whatever the fuck we want.
Okay, I want to bring my Channah up to speed. Basically, we've covered the Robashi lady, and we've discovered all the bullshit and lies, and we listened to all the statements, and we realized, she was just, full of shit, and she was just using that situation to try to boast her channel. We do understand that she was assaulted, but we've realized that a lot of the statements she made were untrue. But now we're moving on, and the subject is called Before the Brick. And we're trying to get women and men, everybody, humans, to understand what needs to be made, what needs to be done, what decisions need to be made prior to getting into the situation where anybody would be holding a brick to your head, before anybody would even be trying to punch you in the face, before anybody would even try to assault you. What are the steps that need to be taken? What's the mindset that you need to have as a woman and as a man? What you got to say?
Can I tell you what I told my daughters?
Hold on. Channah, is that okay?
Yeah, that's fine. Yeah.
So can I go now?
Go ahead.
So I've told, unfortunately, what I've had to tell my daughters is that you have to de-escalate a situation with respect when it comes to somebody who can overpower you. So don't come with negativity, or don't, try to kill it with kindness, and just remove yourself from the situation. Because 9 times out of 10, brothers whose pride get attacked, or anybody who get triggered because, it's usually 9 times out of 10, a woman get disrespected because when they get addressed or when they get approached by a man, especially if it ain't no brother who look like Saul Camaro addressing them, we all know how ladies act. Let's keep it 100. It depends on what that brother look like, how they address. So if a lame or a quote unquote bum addresses you versus Saul Camaro or a brother who got some swag to him, y'all address the situation totally different. So you saying something, Mark? Oh, okay, say less. So when it come down to it, I had to explain, like, I gotta tell my daughter, like, yeah, she got a little boyfriend right now, but when she get older, you gonna be having to handle situations and you gotta de-escalate it because if you gonna be overpowered, unless you got a pew pew on you, that's the only way that's gonna equalize that situation. So if you not in that situation where you got your pew pew, don't be disrespectful. Don't be because that's how y'all move sometimes when somebody who not of your caliber tries to address you. But let a brother like Saul Camaro or somebody of your or your what's the word I'm looking for?
Liking.
Somebody you're liking or your perception or not perception, but your preference versus somebody you not attracted to. Let it be a brother you have that's in your preference address you. You gonna come at him, or if you in a relationship, you gonna dismiss him respectfully. But when you in the club and you drinking and you got a little liquor and you feeling like top dog B word and you the shit now. So when a average brother come at you after the club, y'all don't receive that like y'all receive a brother who is in your preference. Y'all dis
Woo!
y'all
Cooking right
dis
now, boy.
y'all disrespectful when y'all get approached by the average Joe. And then y'all understand, and like I said, this is not an excuse. It's never appropriate. But y'all don't give the same energy when it's somebody in your preference versus somebody that you wouldn't even entertain or address or approach yourself. So it's like y'all disgusted when an average Joe come to your attention like it's beneath you.
Woo!
So it ain't the fact that the preference that you have is addressing you because you ain't gonna give that preference that you have that same smoke. You only gonna give the average Joe that you wouldn't entertain on your own that energy because you feel like you above him. So then y'all come up with the disrespectful stuff. Then you banter them, and then when they come out their mouth and disrespect you and call you a B word, all because I didn't want to give them a number.
Well, let me say this because I'm
Wait a
sorry.
minute. First, let's acknowledge that he just got through cooking like a whole goddamn stew. A whole stew with some cornbread and all the goddamn fixings.
I'm not.
Because that's some real shit. I've never been on the end of that, but I've
And I'm
seen
cooking hot water
when
cornbread, baby.
listen, when a woman tells me that she's got a man, it's all cheese. Yeah, I got a man, if I didn't have one, though. But I've seen them and a dude come up and he's a little different than me, and they be like, "Ooh, look at your shoes, go on, Dusty." And then you got a dude who's already been hurt, who's already going through some shit, who like had to pray to Jesus before he even came and talked to you, and now he done flipped the fuck out and went and grabbed a brick. God damn, DJ, that way you just dropped a bomb, boy.
Well, I'm a little confused because you guys say delivery doesn't matter. You also said to a woman earlier that she doesn't get to expect men to treat her, to not approach her, right?
Wait. Say that again. Delivery don't matter. What?
Men always say, women on the modern side say that delivery matters, and men always say it's not the delivery, it's the message.
No.
So
Wait.
matter.
I know what you're talking about. That's two different scenarios.
It's
When
not
we're talking,
scenarios.
hold on. Let me explain the two different scenarios. When we say that, we're talking about when we're trying to teach you something. When we're trying to teach you a lesson. We're not talking about when we're trying to get a girl's number. Look, I have lived a billionaire's life when it comes to women. I admit that. I've had my share of beautiful women, and I'm not trying to boast or brag, but I have. But I've literally seen women treat dudes who I told them was a good dude, and they
Like,
asked me. They said, "Mark, can you hook me up with a good guy?" And I'm like, "Okay, this is my friend Sean. Sean, a good dude. At one point in time, I wasn't a good dude. I'm gonna fuck you, make you squirt, and leave your ass in the squirt. I'm not doing shit else. We ain't going out to eat.
you in the wet spot, baby.
I'm not even giving you a towel.
You
I'm
taking
out.
a walk. You taking a walk of shame, baby.
I'm out. But you asked me, Mark, I want a good dude. I say, okay, here's my boy Sean. This is a good guy. He gonna treat you good. What you think happens 2 weeks later?
Oh, he won this. He won that. He won this. He won that.
He too nice. He this. He don't do it for me. He don't hit my spot. He don't make me
Well,
tingle.
that's her right. Just like it's a man's right to say, "Listen, this woman isn't doing it for me."
I
Like,
got it, but
I'm not.
understand what he's saying. It's how you do it. Just like y'all go nuts. It's okay when y'all go nuts on us and stab our tires and burn our car up and bust our windows. Why? Hold on. Imagine if women who acted like that had the strength of a man. What would they do to us when they get played by a man they really like? Would they go attack the car? No, because cars don't hit back. That's why women like that go fuck with cars and houses and shit like that, because they don't hit back. But if women had the same strength of a man, y'all would be fucking us up every time you get your little heart broken. Look, I see your face. Don't try to fuck it. I see your face. Lie. Smiles don't lie. You know I'm telling the truth. It'd be motherfucking dudes out here in cast, lip all like this, like Martin did when he fought Tommy Hearns. He'd be like, lump. Y'all be done fucked us up. But because you don't have that power, you go through other routes. You lie on their job. You call the police. You make up fucking bullshit ass reports, and then you fucking.
But that's not the topic here, right? The topic, I believe, DJ's statement, and please correct me if I'm wrong, DJ.
No. He said, "Don't do that."
Yeah, well, no, yeah,
this is before. Remember, it's before the brick. We're trying to prevent the brick.
If I understood what he said, I'd like to repeat it to make sure I understood. Women are not respectfully declining men that they deem to be average or below average. But if the man is an above average man, he's to be like, oh, I'm flattered, but
you know it is. You know how I go.
What I'm saying is, I don't think that men recognize that there's a reason women are doing things the way they are. There's a reason that a woman is being nasty, because when a woman, I'll give you a quick scenario, right? Hey, babe, what's up? Oh, I'm not interested. Oh, I got a man. Oh, well, your man not here. Where he at right now? And they'll keep pushing. It's like, you gotta be a bitch. You gotta be a dick. You gotta be a dick, because these men will keep going. Despite the fact that you said you have a man, my sister started saying she was lesbian, and they still trying, like, it's crazy. Like, this is the result of men, of some of your brothers, who go too far. So a woman has to be a bitch.
Okay, I'm gonna tell you exactly what I told my daughters, but I'm gonna let Channah go because she ain't got a chance to go yet. Hold on that way. I'm gonna tell you the same thing I told my daughters. Give them what they want. They want a number, give them a number. It ain't got to be the right number. Give them a number. Give them a number.
You can't do that these days, Mark. You can't do this these days, because what these blames is doing is calling. You can't give a dude the number, a fake number, because what these dudes is doing now, because they so thirsty, they calling and texting the number then and there.
You let me finish. I'm talking about those apps you put on your phone where it's a fake number, and it can actually ring your phone, but it's not your phone number. And just give them that motherfucker. Change that bitch every fucking time you go out. That's
you better have text app. That's what my daughter gonna have.
Yep.
Here's why that advice is dangerous. And again, I have a son and a daughter. If he wants to have sex and you don't, just give it to him.
2 cents.
Just give it to him.
Landra, you're going too far. You're
to
going too far.
Danger,
Hold on. Hey, 2 cents money.
Danger.
Hey, I need you to come up in the box because I want to know why you said you don't think it was a brick. Round of applause for Hey, I asked Crown to come on because she was over on TikTok and she said that's weird. And I think it was when that way was talking. Crown, can you speak on what it was? And then Channah, I want you to respond after she does. Can you tell us what you were saying that's weird?
Oh man, talking about I think he was referring to a handsome man, and he kept rather than just talking about a handsome man, he was actually calling your name out. That was weird.
Wait, say it again. Say it one more time.
I get where she coming from. All right. I get where she coming from.
Don't listen to that shit. Don't listen to that.
So I'm using Camaro as an example because Camaro and me have been served in the military together. So when it come down to it, I've seen my bro in action, and I've seen how women act with him, and I've seen how women act with the average Joe Marine. So from my experience and what I've experienced, I'm using him as an example. That's my bro. So it ain't no weird. I understand where you're coming from. I get that.
But
you know what I'm saying?
I didn't know what the guy looked like that was actually saying it. But you're a handsome man. Why didn't you just use yourself?
Because I'm not about to, stroke my ego like that because I'm a married man and I ain't in the street no more.
No, no,
So
no.
I can't.
His wife will come out of the back room. He ain't even trying to say it. I know her. She'll come out the back room and kick him on camera. Who you talking about? You want to go back out in the streets? You want to be with them bitches?
Facts. You feel me? I can't use myself as an example. You feel me? So out of respect for my wife, so I use Camaro as the single representative from what I speak. You know what I'm saying? So I understand where she's coming from, and it ain't like that. If people want to understand the history between me and Saul Camaro, me and
No,
Camaro,
I
I'm
said
just
what I said, only hearing what you said, and I thought I was thinking that's weird for a man to
Okay, I
when
thought, yeah.
that's
okay. I get it. Like I said, you know what I'm saying. I respect it. You know what I'm saying.
Go ahead,
How you.
Go ahead, Kana. I'm sorry, baby. We can't hear you, baby. You got to unmute.
Okay, can you guys hear me? I'm sorry.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
All
Hey,
right.
can I,
Doing? Everybody, good evening.
You look beautiful.
Well, thank you. Thank you. I like your shirt.
Thank you. My
Hey,
baby bought it for
how
me.
y'all doing? Clap back, brother down here. I can't see the names. I got my thing. Hey, Crown. Where did Alondra go? She's gone. Okay, so look here. The bottom line is men don't throw bricks at feminine women.
Hey, Mark, how we do it? How we do it, Mark? Hey, watch my camera.
They don't. I don't know. I'm trying to
Let her
figure
cook.
out, what kind of men these women are talking about, what demographic area you're in. I don't have those problems at all. I smile. I'm respectful. If somebody is coming up to me to ask me for a number, hi, how you doing? Oh yeah, okay. Oh, no problem. You know what? Here you go. Take a Google number. You know what I mean? And keep it going. The
So,
attitude ensues. It's everything this brother said down here at the bottom too. I was just talking about that the other day. Women have attitudes with men they like. Women are selective. So if a man looking like Michael B. Jordan or Kobe Bryant come up to him, some 6 foot tall or some, oh, they all smiling ears and everything.
with a man and everything.
Yeah, with a man. But when a man that's not up to her, not to par and on her level, as she say, he ain't on my level, whatever level that is, they tend to get attitudes. There was a video where a man was walking through the parking lot with his thing, his camera on, and he started to walk and approach a lady, but she had her daughter with her. So as he approached her, he was saying, "Hey, ma'am, how you doing?" He was trying to break the ice first. She was like, "What you want? I got a husband. Da 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 da. Leave me alone." That's what she was saying. And he was like, "Oh, ma'am, no problem." He said, "Forgive me." He said, "I just wanted to let you know you got a flat tire." And then she was like, "Oh, okay. Can you help me?" He said, "No, go get your husband."
Call your man. Yeah, I remember that.
So if it had been somebody else, she wouldn't have had a husband. See, that she was attracted to. If she wouldn't have had a husband and all that attitude and the twisting of the mouth and the face and all of that, it don't happen. Black women just have a bad habit of being nasty. They nasty.
So
They
can I ask a
Hold on. No,
question?
no, 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 no. Hold on. I won't.
nasty.
So
Mark,
it's safe to say that men protect femininity, is what you're saying.
it is safe to say that men protect
Test,
femininity
test.
because those women
Can
under
y'all hear me? Can y'all hear me?
now,
Yeah,
Mark.
we hear you.
Okay, I accidentally pulled my mic. Crown, can you respond to that?
Oh, let me finish my statement
Oh,
though.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Go ahead, baby.
So I want to answer the brother because yes, they do respect femininity. I'm on TikTok and I ain't asked none of them brothers to protect me or do anything for me. I am just who I am. And the most prominent content creators on there stick up for me without me even having to ask. A feminine woman, no matter how small she is or what she may be, that woman's femininity can get 10,000 to 10 million army of men in front of her by her femininity. alone. I've seen it. I've watched it. It is like that in my personal life. I have protectors off this app and I have protectors on this app. Nobody can come for me. And I'm not saying that to brag, but it could be a man or a woman. They cannot say anything to me. Because one thing, I don't get combative with these men. I don't cuss them out. I don't tell them they ain't ish. I don't say any of those things. I don't do that. You know why? Because I'll be shooting myself in the foot. Who don't need protection? What woman don't need protection? No matter where she is. Even if it's out there in the streets and you at the gas station, you at the store, wherever you are, there is a way that you could protect yourself without a man even being present. And if they're not, there will be other men. They can tell by your demeanor, your disposition, because you smile. You know what I do when I go out, Saul? I smile. I smile the whole time because I'm out and I need to be friendly. I need to look friendly. And usually when I'm friendly, if I'm doing something, they open the door for me. If I'm about to pump my gas or go to my hood or something, put oil in there or whatever, I can get that for you, sister. You need some help? Not a problem. Would you like for me to go get you something to drink while you do that for me? I could definitely. Oh no, sister, it's okay. I just had that happen like a couple of months ago. So my father taught me these things though. My father taught me how to be respectful. He taught me how to smile. He always said, if you can't smile, don't open up a business. If you can't smile, don't make no friends because it won't do that. So I'm just saying I believe that femininity is so powerful. And this is why I believe that women have such powerful energy, which is their femininity. I say womaninity because that's my brand, but I made that word up.
Okay.
Because I realize how effective it really is. And I'm not messing that up for nobody. I don't care who you are. Y'all can keep running all that stuff about men and all that stuff. Look, I respect them because that's the way I was raised. This didn't start on TikTok. It didn't start on no YouTube. It didn't start on no Facebook. I was raised like this. And I'm very passionate about it. And I do have a voice behind it because I feel like women believe that they are the only ones that are innocent. They never do nothing wrong. They ain't never their fault. And I'm sick of it. I'm just tired of it because for 50 years, and I've said it again last week, it has been all men. Everything is the man's fault until we start looking at you and then start trying to open you up and say, okay, well, what's been your contribution to the community? What did you do? It's the men.
But I love she said this shit, bro. I love she just said that.
Yeah, that's the thing that to do. The first step is to be feminine at all times. And if a lot of them got husbands, they online screaming at Lord, cussing him out. And I'm gonna go get my husband. Some of y'all got wives that just regard y'all as guard dogs. That's all you are. To some of these women, all of y'all are just guard dogs. Let me go get my man because somebody had to. And you gonna bring your husband to this fight that he ain't had nothing to do with while he at work. And now he got to come deal with something that you started. You messy.
Well, Channah, you must be looking at a different show because the hoes that be having beef with me ain't got no man.
Well, you know what I mean, because I've seen it do it to Kane. I've seen.
So this is my issue.
Hold on. Let's stay in order. I'll let you. You done? Okay, Crown. You go. She's next. She ain't got a chance to speak yet.
Oh, I ain't got nothing to say.
Can I?
I mean, she just gave her own. That's her lived experiences. I didn't hear a question.
So I got a question.
No.
So
wait. Let me tell her what we're talking about first. Okay, Crown. What we're talking about is the name of the subject of right now is Before the Break. And what we're doing is we're talking to individuals about what we need to do and how we need to carry ourselves in order to prevent the punches, prevent the bricks, prevent the altercations, prevent the assaults. And I know a lot of times we hear on TikTok all the time, men need to start talking to men. And I'm trying to explain how we as men, we have the same dangers that you have. Every day we can get assaulted, we can get robbed, we can get raped, we can get all those things depending on our decisions. I told Laura today, it made Laura very uncomfortable. I said, if I decided to get drunk and go to the homosexual club, and I'm getting so drunk that I cannot,
Is that the closest bar to your house or something? You
no,
keep on bringing that shit up.
I
No
know because I
homo.
know you don't like it.
Pause. Pause.
So y'all was talking about going to a homo club.
No,
Y'all
No,
was
man.
talking about
no, no,
Scott
no.
was talking about
Hold
going
on,
there.
hold on. Let me tell you what it was.
what kind of I need to know what kind of podcast this is.
Hold
This
on,
got
let me
weird.
explain. Let me explain what happened. There was a lady in the thing, and she was talking about men don't ever have to worry about the things that women have to worry about. She's like, you don't have to worry about getting sexually assaulted by a man. I said, what are you talking about? I can make the same bad decisions that you can make and wind up in the same position.
I'm going to jail.
If I go get drunk and go to the wrong place in Atlanta, I'm gonna wake up with something in my mouth, and ain't nothing
Terry
I can do
Crews.
about it. Ain't nothing
You
I can do
Terry.
about it.
You Terry Crews, bro. You Terry
Exactly.
Crews. You
But
Terry
I'm not.
Crews.
Hold
Why
on.
would that? Why is that funny? Like laughing at his incident.
No, we're not
I'm
laughing at it.
not laughing at
We're not laughing at it. We're saying it puts you in the same position if he made the same bad
it.
decision to put
Exactly.
himself
I'm
in
not
that
gonna ever
position.
do that.
But why
I'm
call
never
a
gonna
man
go and
name out,
take
man?
myself.
That's
Hold on. All jokes aside, I'm never gonna put myself in that position. Y'all gotta stop thinking that because you live in America that you can do whatever the fuck you want to do, and those repercussions are not supposed to happen to you. It is not anybody's job to go and eliminate every single threat in America that applies to you as a woman, because there's nobody out there that's going to eliminate the threats for us. I don't go to those places, and I damn sure ain't going to those places and getting drunk. Fuck no. That's got to be the dumbest shit I can do, because I'm a heterosexual man and I like women. So guess what I'm not going to do? Go there. So if you're a woman who don't want to be sexually assaulted by a man, it's probably not a good idea to go get fucking drunk at a club where men are trying to fuck women. That's probably not a good idea. I don't know. I'm not the smartest motherfucker on earth, but if I was a woman and I didn't want no dick tonight by a stranger, I'm not gonna do that. Y'all do shit. It puts you in fucked up positions, and then you get fucked up results. And what I'm trying to tell you is that you gotta stop putting yourself in harm's way. I don't give a fuck what it is. I don't give a fuck what the situation may be. You got to take care of yourself. This is 2023. Nobody is in charge of protecting you, not even the police.
Ain't nobody got
Hey,
time for that.
Hold
hey,
on,
can I?
hold on. Last thing I'm gonna say before I land. Prey and predators. It is not a choice for men to protect. Okay? It's not a choice. This is instinct.
Are you gonna let me answer?
What? Oh,
You
go ahead.
finna take my. You finna. That's where I'm going. That's where
Okay,
I'm
go
going.
ahead. Go ahead.
Okay,
I'm
thank you.
sorry.
I appreciate you. Okay, so I was listening to this idiot on TikTok, and they said some really good stuff. So much so that I recorded them.
Okay.
And so I'm gonna say they started off asking questions to a panel of women, and they were asking, would you prefer that we teach the men to keep their hands off of women, or would you prefer that we teach the women how to defend themselves or avoid the men that put their hands on women? And they answered. And so then he flipped the question and he asked about a lion and a monkey. And he says,
That's me.
I know.
No, that's not you. That's not him.
I say that
This
all the
is
time.
him. This is Sauce. Sauce said
Yeah,
this.
I say it all the time.
I heard Peter say it too. She said idiot, so I know between either one of y'all.
No.
That's
So
me.
I like Saul.
Yeah.
That's why I called him that. But no, I'm just kidding. No. So then he said, okay, considering that the lion is a predator, right? Do you think it would be more feasible to train the monkey how to avoid the lion, or teach the lion how to not want the monkey? And as people answered, um, people changed their answer. So originally people were saying both. But then the second question, they were saying a monkey. And so his response to that was this. Hold on.
Yeah, play that. I want to hear this shit.
Harming another person is wrong. Okay, listen to me. There are adult males and females who grew up in healthy homes with two parents that everything was done right, and they were predators. It was something that was meant to, hold on. There's something mentally and emotionally wrong with humans who want to consume other humans, who want to unalive other humans in mass, who enjoy hurting women and children. These are not men and women. These are predators, and this is something that I'm trying to get women to understand. You're looking at something, you're looking at a wolf in sheep's clothing. You see a human and you think this is a civilized, sound-minded man or woman, not understanding that this person is having sick thoughts of watching your blood leave your body. These are crazy, sick predators that every mammal on Earth has to face. And that is the reason why I brought that question up. The mentality of we need to teach, hold on, I'm almost finished. The mentality that we need to teach predators not to be predators is insanity. And I'm telling you, as women, as adult women in 2023, the great thing about this app, we can share information. You have to learn from the previous generation's failures. The individuals is called lesson learned. You need to understand that they were not prepared, and you cannot put yourself in the same predicament and expect different results.
Okay. You're talking about so in that.
Hey, drop a bomb, goddamn.
That was good though, right?
Wait. So,
Hey, that boy ain't sound like no idiot to me.
I told you today about your analogy, bro. You don't know how to do no analogies worth shit.
Hold on.
You gotta work on that.
Hold on. Wait.
Hold on.
Let's go to the
So
comments.
can I finish what the hell I was going to say?
Go ahead. Go. Was that not a great statement?
No.
Hold on,
comprehension
was that not a great
skills
statement?
are lacking for some, but yes, that was an excellent, because what that does tell you is it is you can be, because see, a predator is a predator, and they can, like you said, they can look like a human, woman or man, but they are having sick thoughts. Jeffrey Dahmer and people like that, the mass unaliving of children. So then, if you consider the activities of a predator, their MO is to catch you by yourself. You're talking about I'm protected by this, but a true predator wants to catch you by yourself. And so the idea of, because I have these people who care about me, I have this false sense of security. No, you have to always be vigilant. You have to be prepared in the event that someone's watching you that you don't know is watching you. You know, because there's some people that stalk people, know your every movement. They know what time your husband leave, what time your kids go to school. They watching you. In the event that you find yourself victim of that, you have to be able to defend yourself, whether it's that ring taser stun gun I was talking about, being, and it's not just a matter of having.
Thank you, Laugh and Learn. Thank you, Laugh and Learn, for the donation to the channel. Thank you. Go ahead.
What's up, Kev? It's not just about having a weapon, because having a weapon and not knowing what to do with it, or not knowing the laws that dictate how you got to move with it, you still are a victim. And so in that, not having that false sense of security, like, you know what I'm saying, you that white woman putting on a scary movie and everybody screaming at the camera, look behind you, because you're not vigilant, you're not paying attention to your surroundings. You don't realize that there is always a possibility of a predator in your midst, and you have to always be paying attention. You know what I'm saying? Someone leaves something on your door, a van being parked next to you. And I know this is getting away from the idea of the brick being thrown, but the point is, I feel like some women have a false sense of security and put in that putting yourself in positions where you are in harm's way, because even going out at clubs, I don't go out at clubs.
Thank you, Gary. Thank you, Gary. Thank you for the donation to the channel. Thank you. All right, go ahead, ma'am.
I don't like one person was talking about, getting gas late at night and all the different things, or how women put themselves in harm's way. And I lived in another country for 10 years, so therefore I had to move different. That wasn't something someone said.
Your husband was military, wasn't he?
Huh?
Your husband was military, wasn't he?
My ex-husband was military.
Got you.
Yeah. And it was certain things, and my ex-husband wasn't very knowledgeable of, what I'm saying, different things, but being in the military, we both learned together. We were young when we got married, and so we learned a lot about how to stay vigilant, not oversharing, because sometimes people get you in, how they get you in those conversations and they trying to ask you questions, and you don't realize their questions are more pointed. They're you're feeding them information, what I'm saying, just a friendly smile. But in the situation with the girl with the brick, I really don't have an opinion about her. I know that I have never ever heard of a man being hit in the face with a brick, let alone a woman. And right is right and wrong is wrong. I don't see there is any justification for a woman or a man getting hit in the face with a brick. And I hope he gets exactly what he deserves. If it was a woman throwing that brick, I would say the same thing. And I don't care about what she said, because I don't feel like any kind of verbal insult warrants a physical response. And so that right there is, I just don't, unless she had a weapon or something like that and his life was in danger and he was defending himself, that would be the only justification that I could see. But anything outside of that, that's just how men react. I think that's a cop out, and a lot of people.
Men don't act like that.
I know they don't. And I know a lot of really good men, but I hear a lot of weak men on TikTok that justify bad behavior, and they simply try to make point all the blame on the woman, and I think that is exactly what's wrong with our community, because our community really lacks leadership. And so I feel like men are the solution to the problems that we have in our community.
Well, wait, before we go to the next person, when you say problems, are you meaning the physical harm and the dangers and the threats that we are the solution to that?
I think any problem you can name, men are the solution. Absolutely.
Okay, so let me tell you this. I want you to imagine that all of us right now, every woman and man in this panel right now, we are all in a unit together. Whether it's an FBI unit, whether it's a military unit, whether it's a regular police unit, we are all in a unit together, right? We are only as strong as our what?
Weakest link.
Our weakest link. That's the as a community, we are only as strong as our weakest link. You as individuals, everybody, the village, it don't matter how far back in time you go. Indians, Africans, you could go to East Asia, check their books. Women had the position, men had a position, even children had a position into keeping out the predators. Everybody. Woman, men, and child. Women were training children as they were beginning to walk, how to protect and where to go when predators came around. Yes, ma'am.
So I totally agree. And on any team, they're only as strong as their weakest link. But to say that because you have a weak link, that you can't lead, you're incapable of leading, that's not the case. And so in a lot of ways, I feel like men use the weak link as an excuse not to lead.
No. You was taking what I'm saying wrong. I'm not talking about the weak link.
I wasn't taking what you said wrong. I'm only speaking my point.
Let me reply to that.
Let me finish this, Laura. You go next. Let me finish this so she understands what I'm saying. What I mean is there are two groups going against each other, the good and the bad, right? A lion sits by. A lion doesn't chase the first deer or buffalo that come by, water buffalo. He doesn't do that. He sits down and he watches and he waits for the lame, the slow, or the sick one, because he's not going to waste all that energy trying to fight a healthy, fully grown bull. He's going to wait and see if one of them bad boys is limp, lazy, or dumb. And that is going to be the one of us that gets caught by the lion. If you are the one that refuses to train yourself, refuses to arm yourself, refuses to check out your surroundings when you go places, refuses to learn lessons from the previous victims, you are going to be the one that is the one that the lion goes after. He's not going to go after the motherfucker walking around with a goddamn gun on the hip and doing this and putting their back to the wall. He can see that motherfucker's prepared. He's going to go for the motherfucker over in the corner staggering with half the ass and titties out. That's what I'm going to go after. You're the one that's the licking lame one. You're the one that's sick. You're the one that's going to be easy prey. You're the one that's walking down the fucking alley by yourself, listening to your fucking music, thinking that everything's hippity-dory good old day. And you're the one that's going to get bow, back of the head, ass out in the alley, smackety smack. And you're going to be talking about it the next couple of days. And we're all going to say, why the fuck was you in the alley by yourself drunk?
All right. So,
and after she responds, Laura, you go.
So in that, if we look at nature, I mean, nature shows us, yes, we're going to have weak links, and there's consequences for weak links, right? If you look at how the wolves or any group, pack of animals, you know, the older and the feeble are usually at the end, but they got another one back that'll protect it. Okay. Yep. So if the one of them are just doing their own thing and they get out of the pack and they, you know, incur is just a response to, you know what I'm saying? It is what it is. And that does not disassemble the pack. Like you can't stop the whole movement of a pack because one act crazy. Like, you know, I don't understand the focus on the ones that let them be left behind. But those if you're going to lead those who want to be led. And it is, I mean, you can't, if you're trying to lead all of humanity, you're not going to do that.
I know, but what's
your sphere of influence is limited. You don't have influence over every woman. If you think that, you're delusional.
You're right, but these are the individuals who's coming back to the pack after they gotten a whole chunk bit out their ass and asking the pack, why didn't y'all protect me? Why the fuck did y'all sit up here and allow this lion to take a whole chunk out my ass? Because your stupid ass went out in Chicago in the middle of the fucking night by your goddamn self with a cub. That's why. You went out into a fucking chicken joint at 12 at midnight in one of the most dangerous cities in America. And now you want to come back to the pack and talk to the big bulls and the elder gentlemen and say, why the fuck did y'all protect me? Where the fuck was y'all at? Lions don't protect lionesses. No, you decided to go and attack and hang out with all the fucking dumbass goddamn gorillas or thinking they were going to do nothing to you. You was going to go hang out with the gorillas in the middle of the night. So that's the reason why.
Somebody need to mute.
That's the reason why we're having these conversations, because we cannot protect what we cannot control. You used it yourself. You said the wolves, you got big, the ones that's supposed to be point, and you got one that's supposed to be the lead and the tail, and they're making sure that everybody in between is covered. How can we do that when you are individually walking away from us as a community and doing what the fuck you want to do, when you want to do it, how you want to do it? Laura, respond.
You can't close that door for me. You can't lead a pack that's not willing to follow. And like you said, then they come back to the pack after the lion that got hold of their ass and say, why you didn't save us? I know you said we ought to stay in line and stay with everybody else and go in a certain direction. And then you always wander off because, you know, the leader of the pack can't tell you shit. The leader of the pack tell you, stay in line, and stay the course, and then you decide the leader can't tell you shit.
Or they'll say, well, what about that scar on your ass?
Right.
I got a scar. I'm here to tell you not to do it.
I told you not to do it. But you're a hypocrite. Because you got out the line before, you got the scar, you healed from the scar. But who are you to tell me that I can't get off the line?
Oh, there you go. Now you're cooking. Thanksgiving dinner in motherfucking September.
So this
go ahead, Alondra. I see it. Go ahead.
Don't this fall back on how women tell men that we control them? We try to tell them not to go to certain situations. Like the women who got men that's out in the club, and 9 times out of 10, that man told them, you don't need to be in there because you ain't got, you know what I'm saying? Like, there's nothing for you to entertain there.
We can't hear you, brother. We can barely hear you.
Take that headset off or something.
Hold on.
Can you hear me now?
Yeah. There you go. Yeah.
All right. So what I was saying is this: to touch on the point that Saul made and what Camaro was saying and what Crown. I'm sorry. What they were saying is it results back to the debate on men being controlling when they trying to protect you before there's something that needs to be protecting. We trying to prevent having to protect you instead of putting we don't like when women go out and they want to go have their girlfriend and do what they want to do. If a dude say you going here,
we'll name them. All right, so we're talking about the wolves, right?
Right.
No, we're talking about the wolves, but you know they got some homegirls that's a pack of hyenas. They say, girl, you don't want to listen to that wolf. Come over here, hang with us. That wolf trying to control you. Come hang out here. Come over here, hang with the hyenas for a little while, and then you can go on back.
And then when the lions from,
but when you come back, you got a whole litter with you, and you want the head wolf to take care of your litter. You come back with it.
Okay.
Go ahead, Elijah. That was a good one. I like that. Yeah, a half wolf,
really
half hyena.
Oh, that was actually good.
He got a good point there.
Because she went and hung out with the hyenas, got pregnant by a hyena, and brought the half wolf hyena cubs back to the wolf gang. And they're like, what the fuck is that shit? That shit got spots.
But you ain't a real wolf and you don't take care of my half hyena.
Yeah, you done bought a bunch of laughing. You done bought a bunch of laughing babies up in this motherfucker, and you expect a damn wolf to protect you.
Listen,
okay, go ahead, Elijah. Go ahead.
Alpha wolf has his pick of the litter. So if you don't have the pick of the litter, you might need to do some internal searching, because maybe the best you can get is a woman with a half hyena, half wolf club.
But the problem is they have a whole lot more bringing half hyenas back with them, so it's fewer to choose from.
Oh Lord!
Listen. Point is, people are only capable of getting what they can get. If all the women that are checking for you are single moms or are women that are not status quo attractive, that says something about you, sir. Not the woman. It says something about you. Same thing to a woman. If all the men that are looking at you are dusties, men that don't have reliable car, an apartment, all that stuff, that says something about you, sis.
Mm-hmm.
But back to the topic. Why is it an issue when submission? Why is it an issue when women say submission is conditional, but it's not an issue to say protection is conditional? Because I believe the statement made was femininity. Men are only going to protect feminine women. If you're a masculine woman, you don't deserve protection. So we'll protect you under these conditions. But when women say we'll submit to you under these conditions, men get all up in their feelings. And it seems like it's not fair to me.
Go ahead, Channah. I knew you was going to want to take that.
This is where we have to learn. This is where, I think we need a class on studying the nature of men and women, because we don't know men's nature too well. Men are natural protectors. They're going to protect themselves too. So if that means that, look, if I'm going to protect you, you better make it easy. But if you don't, and my life is in danger, and I got a wife and kids to go back home to, you're not getting no help. I'm not putting myself in that type of situation. He's gonna protect himself first. He better think like that. As a
Any
man,
man that go out, their main goal is to come back home.
Hold on, let her finish. Let her finish.
exactly. He's right. That's the part. See, we're not protectors in that sense. See, men have certain ways that they protect. Violence is one. Period. They know that they're gonna have to use that violence at some point. Aggression is not supposed to be for his woman. Aggression is supposed to be for anything that invades his house, his family, whatever the case may be, even himself. If somebody is trying to come against him, he's going to need to protect himself. They're not going to protect something that's going to further put them into danger. They're not going to do it. It's just innately in them. Now, they might want to protect you, but if they see you acting a fool, they're not going to protect you. Everybody is going to stand back and be like, yo, I ain't touching that. I called the police for it, but I ain't getting ready to get into it with the man and whatever else she got going on. I just don't think that women care to know or care to understand men because they hate them so much. They hate the men they screwing.
I'm not sure how that was a response to what I said. I don't.
The reason why it was a response to what you said is because you said that only feminine women deserve protection and not masculine women. I'm saying the reason why they don't protect a woman that's masculine, because usually a woman that's masculine is combative. A woman that's masculine is argumentative. A woman that's masculine is usually aggressive. And a woman that's masculine is usually the type of woman that you see in that video. So that's why I said I was speaking to that point.
Okay, thank you for explaining, Miss Channah. What I would say to that is, I still don't think that. Listen, I respect a man who says I have kids at home. I'm not protecting any woman, whether she's as feminine as whether she's the most submissive feminine woman in the world, or whether she's masculine and look like she can hold her own. I got a family at home. I respect that. I don't respect men saying that because a woman presents more masculine, that she somehow is undeserving of protection. I am a more masculine woman, but I'm not out here starting fights with men. So if a man did,
you just lied. You just lied. You just lied.
Lied how?
Alondra, you know how you do on when you in these boxes.
I don't start fights.
Create the environment.
I have debates with men on TikTok. I do not start fights with men. I've never spoken to a man. I have never raised my voice at a man or even said anything remotely disrespectful that would make a man want to hit me. Unless I'm wrong, please God, show me the receipts. Because
I agree with you, Alondra.
Hold on, DJ. Let me respond. Let me say something to you.
Despite the fact that I am quote unquote masculine, if a man is coming at me, even though on TikTok I like to debate, the idea that I now don't deserve protection because I like to debate, even though I haven't provoked this man at all, that to me is crazy.
Listen, Alondra, I don't take you as masculine. I just think you're an intelligent woman, and you have points, and you stick to your points. I've never thought of you as being masculine.
Yeah, far from masculine.
Yeah, I don't get a masculine vibe from you.
Yeah.
Now I will say this. I will say you will, depending on how you feel about certain individuals, you will you will take it up a notch. Ain't nothing wrong with that. I mean, it's just a debate. But let me explain from my point of view what you asked originally about how men say, women don't deserve their protection unless they're fit, feminine, and submissive and all that other stuff. But then it's a bad thing when women say, hey, I'm only gonna be submissive to certain men. All right. Let me tell you the difference. The difference is this: a submissive feminine woman, it's not a choice. A submissive feminine woman is a submissive feminine woman around me, you, Jesus, the trash man, the pastor,
Lies.
her daddy, her mama.
It ain't an act.
Hold
It ain't an act.
hold on. Let me finish what I'm saying.
Lies.
A fit.
Where the organ at? Where the organ?
Listen, a woman who is fit, feminine, friendly, and submissive, that is what she is. I take myself to be a masculine man. It doesn't matter where I go. It doesn't matter who's around. If I'm coming, if I'm going, if I'm up.
Saw.
It don't matter where I go, what I'm doing. I'm not going to be a feminine man. I'm not going to be a submissive dude. It doesn't matter what the situation is. It doesn't matter what day I wake up. It doesn't matter how I feel today. You're going to get the same motherfucking Saul every day. Baby, do you feel protected?
But are you not a protector 24/7?
Exactly. So hold on. Let me say that. I'm bringing it back to you. If you are a submissive, feminine woman, if you are around somebody who don't deserve that, all you do is simply remove yourself. You don't change for nobody. A fit, submissive woman doesn't give the pleasure of a piece of shit dude to even get a chance to have her presence. She removes herself from him because he doesn't deserve to be around. My grandmother would never have ever wasted her time on a dumbass fool that's sitting up there arguing with her anywhere, especially in church. She used
Amen
to
to
walk
that
away
shit.
from pastors and deacons all the time who try to raise their voice to her. She just be walking around, okay, child, and she going about her business. If you, hold on, I'm almost done. If you are something, I don't care what the something is. You can't tell me that depending on who's around is when you're going to be that, because you don't have a choice, baby. If you can't choose to be a black woman, you can't say, I'm only black around black people, but I'm white when I'm around white people, and I'm Latin around Latin people. You're a black woman every day, everywhere you go. So how you act and what you do is who you are. If I commit crimes, I'm a criminal everywhere. It doesn't matter if I'm committing a crime in this house. I'm still a criminal in this house. Go ahead, Channah, and in that way.
I was gonna say one thing, and I'll let you go, Alondra. I'm not gonna be long. Feminine women also do not hang around those type of women.
Say it again.
We don't even
the truth.
When you are a type of woman, you disrespectful and you going off on, feminine women won't hang around you. We won't surround themselves around that. They won't, because they know that they're gonna be in trouble being around you.
Wait a minute. You mean they can't have a hyena phase?
No, listen. Listen.
They don't. Feminine women will not
form Pookie deserve form 304s. I'm sorry.
Hold on, Alondra. I couldn't hear you. Say that again. Wait, Channah, were you finished?
No, I was just saying that they talk about the conditional thing, but they know damn well if a man was masculine one day and feminine the next, they will not want to be bothered with that.
Hell no. If you grab my, go ahead.
No, I'm done.
Okay, go ahead, Alondra.
I'm sorry. Actually, I think Crown has something. I'll let
Crown, you got something. You're getting covered by the cross. I can't see your face. Okay, did you have something?
Yeah, I didn't know. Hell no.
You lying. Hey, this ain't TikTok. You can say whatever you want over here.
I'm not finna bust nobody here open. I hear y'all.
And I will. Then if
what is so funny?
If Crown,
what?
Fun. I'm calling bull.
I'm sorry. What did you say?
I said my hyena.
No, that ain't what you are.
Oh, I had a hyena face.
Listen.
Go ahead, Alondra. Go ahead.
I can think of at least 2 submissive feminine women on TikTok right now that gets you praise from you men that often steps out of character and will get combative, will curse people out.
Miss Met.
All of this crazy shit, huh?
Don't pay no attention.
Miss Met.
I didn't
Hold on. I've never, listen,
I didn't say
You've
that.
never heard
She
that.
dropping names, boy.
I,
She said, "I'll put a name on it."
names,
Man.
but
Blasian.
I didn't say that name, but there are women who are so submissive and they get the same love and attention that Miss Kanai gets, but these women will literally curse people out, talk shit about them, attack them, call them fat, call them losers, whatever. Like so the idea that a woman is always submissive and feminine, either that woman is fake, either those women are fake and are not really feminine or submissive, or a woman can step out of her femininity and her submissiveness in certain situations in order to, whatchamacallit. And one other thing I'll say is, if a woman is always feminine and submissive, doesn't that mean that a man is always a protector? 24/7, he's always
Oh, hell no!
Okay.
Hold on.
Wait, no, Saul, answer that question.
I'm going to answer
answer that question.
I'm going to answer that question. Put me up front. Now, first, I want to say, if you know whatever woman that is, whatever name is attached to that personality, that is exactly what I described. That is a person who is acting at the time. You cannot jump in and out of your character. You cannot do that. That is who you are. So if this individual can be masculine sometimes and then be some feminine sometimes, that's exactly what they are. They flipping and flopping and wishing and washing.
But she protected by the same man.
Hey, no.
So then hold on.
You heard it from me.
Y'all said that men protect feminine women. So then why is this masculine woman that you described protected?
Pretty privilege.
Look at me.
No, I'll tell you what. I can tell him why.
Let me finish.
I can tell him why.
Because she agreed with y'all.
Hold on. Let me answer the question, and then I'll let the other men answer after me. It'll go that way, clap back, and then lower if he has something to add. Listen, and this is my perspective. I am going to protect. First of all, I'm going to protect the individuals that I have control of. That's number one. If I can't control you, I can't protect you. Just frown your face if all you want to. That's how it works in the McBride house.
No, I'm talking about the noises somebody's
making. Okay. Yeah. Y'all mute up. If you want protection from Mr. McBride, Mr. McBride needs to have some control over you. I need to be able to tell you to stop and you stop. I need to be able to tell you to be quiet and you be quiet. Because if I can't prevent you from hurting yourself, I can't protect you. All right? So that's number one. If you ain't in the McBride household circle, I can't protect you. Now, on this app, I can speak up for certain people who act a certain way because I don't know who they really are. If you present feminine, fit, and friendly in front of me most of the time, and that's what I encounter all the time with you, that I'll protect you. And I'll use Crown as an example. When I first met her, I didn't like her all the time. Couldn't stand her ass. Every time I came on Laura's fucking shit, she was there. I was like, I'm about to start shit with her today. I'm going to get her ass to either kick me off or kick her ass off. But then we had conversations along the way where we came to a mutual understanding and we was able to settle that and bury the hatchet, right? So she is an individual that if I was in a room with her and somebody was to attack her, I would step up and say something because of how she treats me, right? Okay, so now, who you are in your life is your results will show. Plain and simple. You can act all you want on here and try to get me, Lower, Clapback, or DJ to try to protect you. But who you are in real life, your results will show. If you are not that person, if you're not a fit, feminine, and friendly, submissive woman, your surroundings, your community, your life will reflect it. You will not have protection when you need it. You will not have somebody to call. You will not have somebody to assist. You will be out in the rain changing your fucking tire in the dark by your goddamn self if you ain't got AAA. Okay, we'll go from me and on up. Since Laura, you first, then Clapback, then that way. I'm just going in order. Did I already give an order?
You said I had next.
Yeah, okay, go ahead. You got next.
Damn, I done had my hand up. I done hit the 5th grade hand up with my. I'm just trying to get my word out. So when it comes down to it, with the femininity and masculinity, I'm gonna ask the brothers this, and this is the mindset I'm pretty sure most men have when they see masculine acting women in situations, and why they don't jump in to save them
Oh, so it's
because
an
you
act.
got it. When you act like a masculine individual, you act like you that bitch. You got it. If you ain't trying to de-escalate the situation and remove yourself, why do I need to protect you if you antagonizing the situation?
That's true.
It is an act because a woman cannot be masculine. She can act like it, but
My point is this: if you want to act masculine, then you got it. What you need protection for? You acting like a man. You should be able to protect yourself.
You do know that.
Talk to me, I'll hire you.
So my question that I thought you were answering was, why is it that feminine women that are masculine acting protected?
They're not by me.
They not. They not. They not. If they acting masculine in the moment, they not getting protected.
They are.
They are.
Who?
Well,
They get who?
Y'all know who it
Who?
is. And stop acting like y'all.
Bro, listen. We ain't gonna talk about no social media platform protecting. We talking about in the street interacting
But
with one on one.
they held the certain women as this is the picture of feminine fit and
And nine times out of ten, those are the pick me, right? Those are the pick me
no, they're
women.
not pick me. So here's the thing. Here's the thing. Here's what I will say about that, because I know who they're talking about. And Saul always says, and I agree, that you cannot protect what you can't control. And from the people that are being mentioned here, I know that all of us have had them on their platform. And all we have to do is tell them they've out of line, tell them to back down, tell them to be quiet, and they will do exactly that.
Oh, you know you lying.
Because that control is shown when that protection is needed. And so because of that, because they're willing to back down and step down and say, okay, sorry, and do whatever, even if it happens more than once on the platform, but there is a level of control that says you're out of line, I need you to back down, and they generally back down. So
why don't
you lying? You know you lying.
Why
are you telling that flat out lie?
Why are men doing like, for example?
I'll say. Well, I'll give you an answer. And I think it may be in Sun Tzu or something like that. The Art of War. In the Art of War, it says, "The enemy of my enemy is my friend." As long as that weapon is pointed out there and not in here, they cool with me. As long as it's saying,
so you only support, so you only protect. I asked, okay, so therefore, you only want people that agree with you.
No. I want.
It doesn't matter.
I'm gonna tell you. No.
Because as long as you hate the same people I hate, you're my friend, right? Because that's what that means.
And the way TikTok work?
Well,
I'm asking you. So what you're saying is, as long as you hate the black women that I hate, then you're my friend.
No, if they have a problem,
what you just said, the Art of War.
You gonna let me answer?
No, be honest.
Listen,
because I heard. Hey, what I will say is, I
you
heard
want me
your
to answer?
ass.
You gonna speak for me?
Hold
You
on,
gonna speak for me?
Lord. I heard your ass on the phone when somebody was on your live preaching, and you wanted them to shut the hell up and take that shit over to their platform, and you didn't know that your mic was not muted, and you were saying that you tried to redirect the conversation to get her to shut up, and she wouldn't shut up. Now you had no control over that mouth, and you was trying to get, and you said it so many times.
No, I don't remember what you're talking about, honestly.
Oh, you don't remember?
No. I'm sure you got the recording, right?
Wait, no. Put him back on the big box.
Put him in
Put his ass on the big box. You don't remember?
How long ago was this? I don't remember.
You remember what you were talking about demons and stuff on your show?
You're preaching.
Detective Test determined that was a lie.
And you was on the phone, and you said, "Yeah, I done tried to get her to leave a bunch of times. I wish she'd take that shit over there and had them 12 people in her life. You don't remember saying that?
Listen, Crown.
Listen,
You know what I'm talking about. You know what the hell I'm talking about.
I did what you. Wait a minute. Let me say it
Okay.
again. The enemy of my enemy is
answer my
friend.
question.
I'm
can't make
answering
this
you.
shit up. You can't make this shit up.
As long as Clapback said, when I can say calm it down and then calm it down, we good.
So you told her to stop. You told her to calm it down and she listened.
Yeah, anybody that I have a problem with, they calm down or get muted.
Let me say something in Lower's defense. The other day I was on Lower's live and this woman, I had came up there on the platform and this woman attacked me for no reason, right? Like, if you don't want to use attack, if you don't like that word, fine. She called me fat, she cursed me. And Lower and all the other men on the platform immediately was like, yo, stop with that, chill with that. So I can admit that on Lower's platform, at least in that situation, this specific quote unquote feminist submissive woman, when she did that, they did put her in check. But this same woman has attacked me and cursed me out on other platforms, and no one said anything, and they let her do it, and they'll even support her and try to justify it, despite the fact that out of the two of us, only one of us looks masculine right now, and it certainly ain't me.
Okay, listen.
You know what I can say?
Wait. Pause right there. Everybody pause right there. I want to bring us back to the subject. What you just said was perfect. Because when you are around people who are your protectors, you can get protected from people and things that are trying to harm you. But when you leave your circle, when you leave your village, and you go out into the world by yourself as a single independent individual, you don't have no protection no more. You just gave a great example. And to help y'all understand the way men and women, this is both men and women, how they instinctively do not do anything to help you, right? This is how it happens. I'm gonna ask everybody in the panel, it's yes or no. If you walked up and you see somebody about to kick a puppy, would you instinctively want to protect the puppy? Yes or no?
Yes.
Yep.
Yes. Right? Yes. Doesn't matter if you know the dog, you don't know shit about the dog, the species, you ain't got to know nothing about it. If you was to walk up and a grown person was about to kick a child, regardless if the child was yours, the neighbors, white, black, Indian, it didn't matter.
I'll go to jail over that.
Would you not want to protect the child?
Absolutely.
Yes. Absolutely.
Right? Everybody. Instinctively. You ain't got to know them. You ain't got to have no relationship. You would put yourself in harm's way, even if that means you can't go home to your mother, your wife, and your kids, because you are willing to instinctively protect children, protect small animals. Even apes and other animals will do it. They will protect children. Something was removed from our instinctive protection. And that's you, women.
What do you mean? Wait.
Let me show you this real quick, so.
Hold on, let me finish this last statement because I'm losing
it. It ties into what you just said. Put me on the big screen for a second. If we see a woman doing like this, we'll protect her. But if we see her stand up to doing like this, we're gonna walk away.
You got it.
Walk away. If we see her doing this,
that's what I mean. That's what I mean right there. If you put up them,
we gonna instinctively kick in. Our instinct gonna kick in. But if we see her doing this,
you got it. You got it.
Listen, hold on, everybody mute up. It's not, ladies, I don't want you to think, and everybody that's watching on TikTok, Facebook, YouTube, I don't want you to think that we are thinking and saying, oh, I ain't helping her. Because think about it. Hold on. There's women there too. It's not just men. Any situation you can think of in the last year where a woman was assaulted in public, there were multiple women there. 10 women can take down any man. I'll say it again. 10 women can take down any man. You grab the wrong parts and he's crying. He's down. One good mouthful, bite down, twist, pull, yank, he's done. So women and men are instinctively not doing anything to protect you. They're standing by watching you as if this is a pay-per-view fight. And you have to ask yourself, why have I been removed from the human race instinctive pull of things that should be protected?
Men and
Why?
women. That's
Why?
deep.
Because
That's deep.
It's a flaw within.
As a man, I have never been there. I will never be there. I will never be in that pool. As a 6'4", 275-pound man, I can never be a victim. It doesn't matter. You don't know this life. You will never know this life. I could be anything can happen to me. If the other person says I did it, I'm in cuffs. I'm going to jail with no evidence. That's the life I've accepted. I know having this size, being this color, being this tall, it doesn't matter. You, as a feminine, fit, friendly woman, if you are not that, our instincts, men and women and children, will stand by and watch. And there's a name for it. I looked it up today. I'm going to read it to you. I did this earlier. I did my research. It is called bystander effect. It is a mindset that has been studied. And I'm going to tell you how they studied it. What is it called? It's the cause of someone to believe. No, I'm sorry. That's the wrong one. Okay. If a single individual is asked to complete a task alone, the sense of responsibility will be strong, and there will be a positive response. However, if a group is required to complete the task together, each individual in the group will have a weak sense of responsibility and will often shrink back in the face of difficulties or responsibilities. The theory was prompted by the murder of Kenny Genovese, and it was reported by 38 bystanders. 38 people were standing by watching somebody get murdered. And they studied these people. They studied the situation. And that's what it is. And it exists today for you. I already knew that was going to happen for me. I already knew as a grown man that if somebody attacks me, I'm on my own. If I don't have some people with me that know me. I know ain't nobody jumping in to help the big bear dude. They want to see what I can do. The big black man has been in the middle of the ring since the beginning of the Americas.
Everybody else trying to...
Hold on. We have been watched to fight other men our same size since time has been recorded in the Americas. It has always been said, women and children off the boat first. Guess what? You have been taken off the list. And I am sorry it is that way. I am sad it's that way. I got 2 baby girls I got to leave alone in this world one day. I got to close my eyes and take my last breath knowing that my daughters got to live in this shit. But it's because of the actions of few that have fucked it up for the many.
Mm-hmm.
It is the rhetoric that we have been preaching for the last 20 years, that you don't need us, that you are the same as us. Now, I knew as a man that you were talking about financially. I knew you were talking about opportunities in the fucking workplace. I knew what you were talking about. You were talking about opportunities to vote. You were talking about the ability to be able to do the same thing that a man can do. But that 10-year-old boy 20 years ago is 30 today, and you didn't explain that to him. He heard you in the bedroom when you was talking about black men, when you were saying they ain't shit and we're the same as them and we are equal. He didn't hear the full explanation. So I got a 35-year-old brother right now that won't pay for nothing for a woman. He won't marry a woman. He don't want to have a kids with a woman.
Now how you gonna blame us for that? And we
I'm not blaming you. I'm not blaming you.
Because we weren't the one that didn't explain it. What are you talking about?
It's the
Hit dog gonna holler.
Hold on. I'm saying it's the miseducation of the message.
Make some sense out of that.
Hold on. Your message was understood by a few, by intelligent men and intelligent women who went and made votes and who went and voted for certain bills and laws to make it so. We understood. What I'm saying is there's a large group of individuals who misunderstood the message and took it to be something totally different and stupid. And now they're walking around saying, well, I got to pay for a woman. It's 50-50. If we're going to be together, we want 50-50. And I don't even need to sign nothing. And if she get into a fight, she on her own. Jack, go ahead, Lord.
So, and this is the other part. It's going beyond that now. Now, those same young men, you're talking about 25, 30 years old, when they go to a gas station, they open the door, a woman tell them, I can hold my own door. I can pay my own bills.
Isn't it crazy the power of the absence of a male?
Yes. But those same men.
That's why I said, opening this conversation.
I understand that.
Men are the solution to the problems.
I agree. But you're going to have to go back and tell your sister that, because them same sisters been out there saying.
You need to tell your brothers that.
Can I finish the sentence? We're supposed to be the leaders. You got to go tell the rest of them that, listen, we need to listen to what they're saying. We can't. Because the men cannot lead anybody that's not willing to listen. We can't lead anybody that's not willing to listen. We can't force our way in the house and say, look, you need to tell them children go to bed at 9 o'clock. We can't force you to make them do what we say to do to become a man. We can't force y'all to let us do that.
Okay,
y'all come in, y'all step in and say, oh, you're too hard on them. You're too hard on them. You baby them. And now you got a book. Okay.
So, you was on my show, right?
Okay.
It was a woman that was on my show, and we were doing what we were doing as far as making sure she was cool, and you chewed her tail up. When you started getting through to her, didn't I have everybody mute up and let you handle that?
Yeah. But what happened first? No. Don't leave out what happened to me first, though.
Understand. But when we recognize what we were,
tell them what happened. Tell them what happened.
If you let me, what we recognized was we was relating to the things she was saying and listening to her and having sympathy, not empathy, but sympathy for her mental state. And in that, we recognize the only reason we pulled back is because some of what she was saying, there were holes in what she was saying. It didn't make sense. And so when we started recognizing that, we pulled back and we realized we were being manipulated. When we did that, Saul came in and continued talking how he was trying to talk originally and chewed her up, and it brought out the real stuff in her life as far as what she was really dealing with, and what she needed was some guidance. And because it was a bunch of stuff.
The problem with that is, when he tried to do it at first, y'all shut him down. Most men
Can
I finish?
No.
Wait. Let me finish what I'm saying.
Perfection? Do you expect?
No. But
you
this is the thing.
That people.
Do you want me to answer you? Do you want me to answer you?
No, I wanted to finish what I was saying.
I was talking. You cut me off when I was talking.
I was telling you what happened, and you cut me off.
I know, but I was already telling the story. But this is the thing. Most men, we've been talking about this shit for so long that when y'all start jumping in, you know what we say? You know what? I tried to tell these motherfuckers, but fuck them. I'm gone. I'm not going to double back and try and tell them again after you jumped in between and stopped me from what I was trying to do at first. Most of us, we tired of keep on getting cut off. Hey, and we trying to tell you the right thing. Wait a minute. If we trying to tell you
always right. Sometimes y'all wrong.
Y'all don't fucking know. Y'all done had 50 years to get the shit right. Y'all don't know what the fuck y'all talking about.
50. How the hell you gonna tell me I done had 50 years to do
for a second. Mute for a second. Hey, everybody, I apologize because we all know what we're talking about, but the audience don't. And I've been watching the comments, and because we understand the full story, and I'm sorry, audience. Basically, there's some.
Hey, did they get dropped? Did they get dropped?
No.
They still in their audio. Oh, okay. I'm about to say, God damn.
Nah. What I'm
It
trying
ain't
to say is,
TikTok.
no. This ain't TikTok.
Ain't nobody send me no $20.
No. Hold on, ladies. Ladies and gentlemen. For everybody listening out there, there was a situation that happened in another live, and that's what we were referring to. I apologize. Let's bring it back and let's close out. We're way over time.
Can I say?
Go ahead. We're going to go ahead and everybody
Hey,
go about.
brother, I gotta go. I gotta take care of
Thank
something.
you, Lord.
Hey, I love y'all. I'll catch y'all in the morning.
All right.
All right, Lower. You be
Happy
safe, bro.
birthday. Hey, everybody say happy birthday,
bro.
Lord. Happy birthday,
Happy
boy.
birthday, OG. Happy birthday, OG.
Or my
Thank you.
weeks.
Kanai first. Hold on. Kanai, you first. And then Alondria, clap back, and then that way.
I'm really feeling some type of way about being light skinned with your ass, nigga. You've been putting me to the bottom of the
You
route
family.
for the
We got to
last.
take your guests first.
Ladies
All
first.
right. I'll let that slide because you said we family. You're gonna let the ladies go first. I'm always have respect for that. But bro, you've been playing me this whole cast today. You've been putting me to the bottom of the damn totem pole, and I've been holding my hand up like I'm in 5th
I'm
grade
so
for the
sorry, but
last
they were
hour.
going back and forth.
You know I'm just messing with you, bro.
Yeah.
Hey, you know I love this shit. You know what I'm saying? But it is what it is. Go ahead, Queen.
You do not have to call me that. I go by the original definition of queen. Don't do it. But anyway, I know what you're saying, brother.
Let me do my research then, because I need to see where you coming from on that one.
Etymology.com. Let me say what I said earlier, and I'm gonna make this quick. Men do not throw rocks, bricks, bottles, sticks, hands, bullets, whatever you want to call it, at no feminine women. They just don't. Please pick up the book from Shahrazad Ali. She will tell you the same exact thing. Ayana Banzan just got on that little train too. She understands the difference now. All I'm saying is that men regard women that are feminine as women, and they don't want to hurt those type of women. But when women, like Lower just said, if you throw your hands up like this, then that must mean, you want me to get involved with you and knock you out, which I hope they wouldn't anyway, but that's what they're thinking. The minute you hit a man, you have just stopped being a woman. That's just how it is. And so I think, like I said earlier, women need to learn men. Stop looking. Look, I know y'all say, well, why they do it? They do something else. I get that. I get it. But understand what the psychology behind that is, because not only do they do that, but you do it too. You say you want a leader, but then you start wanting to control. You say you want a provider, but then you start trying to take up all this stuff you gonna do. What kind of business you want? Let me go do this. You start trying to be wearing the pants. That's why y'all want partners. Y'all really don't want no husband. You want a partner, right? You want to gain control some kind of way because it makes you feel safe. A lot of you women, it was a woman in Saul's live. She's scared of black men. If you scared, remove yourself. There's a difference between a bitch and a lady or a woman. One thing a lady ain't gonna do is get combative, get in your face, or be around a man that she's afraid of, or that she knows she feel like cussing out for whatever reason. She is going to remove herself. Now, bitch, she gonna stand there. She gonna go toe to toe. She gonna go try to have her hands ready. She gonna do whatever she gonna do to be combative and disrespectful to a man. And that is a woman that is no longer a woman. She instantly becomes a man to that man. So if you don't believe it, don't go test this thing either. Just start shutting down, ladies. Look, just start shutting down. You can't whoop a man. You can't. Now y'all talk about, oh, well, that's okay. Y'all better get strapped. Go get a gun. That's the first thing y'all say. You always think about some kind of way you can win violently with a man, and it just ain't gonna work. Look, they're more trained than you. They're more less emotional than you are. They think logically, more logically. So all I'm saying is, y'all can keep on with that stuff if you want to. You not gonna win. This is a man's world, whether we like it or not. But please do not do what Saul said and instinctively, be removed from a man's heart, a man's protection list. That's what I'm gonna call it. His protection list. Don't let him scratch you off of that, because you gonna need protection. And what's coming in America, if y'all ain't watched The Purge, if y'all ain't watched these movies that's telling you what's gonna happen anyway, be ready for that. Okay, because it's gonna happen and you're gonna need somebody. And the man gonna be hesitant to protect one of these loudmouth women, combative women that never respected them, showed them no kind of respect ever, not even on no social media platform. They're gonna be hesitant to protect somebody like you. So that's all I want to say. Thank you.
Thank you, baby. Thank you. Hey,
All right.
hold on. Kanai.
Yes.
Don't be removed from the protection pool. That's going to be on your show, and I'm coming over.
Okay, don't be removed from the protection.
Hey, Saul, send me her TikTok.
That's it right there. Kanai speaks.
I think I might be following her already. All right, say less. I have to do on the back.
Alondria, then you, DJ, and then clap back, and then Crown. I'm gonna let Crown end it out. Go ahead.
I've been known to drop a grenade or two right at the end. So I'd like to do that. There was this woman on the live, and she said that men have become obsolete. Now, I think that was a bold claim, right? It's crazy. Because women do need men, and I think, what are the first few things you think of when you think, what do we need men for? To be providers, to be protectors, to be professors.
To kill bugs.
If men want to remove protector from that list, then that woman's claim is one step closer to being true. If you guys want to stop protecting women, and now women feel they need to carry because they cannot rely on the protection of men, that is one less thing women need men for. So if you motherfuckers don't want to be obsolete, don't want to become obsolete to women, I suggest you reconsider this whole, oh, we're not going to protect these women. Now, I'm not saying that a man should put his life on the line for a stranger, because I understand that you have a family to go home to. I'm just giving you guys a different perspective and something to think about. Men need to be needed. If you take away us needing you for protection, you are removing one more thing we need men for. And I'll end there. Thank you so much, Saul, for having me up.
Thank you. Thank you so much. Okay, that way. Then clap back, then Crown.
All right, so I want to jump on a couple things that I heard. First thing is this. I had this situation with the brick situation brought a conversation between me and my wife that disturbed me, and it put me in the reality of how my wife moves in the world without me. My wife told me she goes out in the world not expecting nobody to protect her if I'm not there. So she's not gonna put herself in a position where that come from. And that had me feeling some type of way, like, dang, like as a husband and a father of girls, that made me feel some type of way. But in saying this, when these situations arise, my question is this. Before you antagonize, why aren't you asking for protection before you antagonize this man to hit you with a brick? If you needed protection, why wouldn't you run into these men when he was acting aggressive? The next thing I want to say is this. A lot of women and a lot of brothers and women can contest to this and validate what I'm about to say. Women, there's a lot of women out here who put their hands on men and their actions are deflected because then once that man put hands on her, she called her cousin, daddy, brother, everybody and their mama to come handle this man for some reaction and stuff that she did. So there's no accountability for women's actions after the fact that a man reacts to them being physical. So if we gonna really be real with this, women need to be holding women accountable. Because men can't do it clearly because y'all don't think we got enough clout or not clout, but enough understanding or we think too logical to understand women's emotional stuff. So as women, y'all understand each other. So why ain't y'all correcting each other? Because 9 times out of 10, once a man puts his hand on a woman, the woman's actions are deflected, and there's no accountability held for a woman. It's always the man's fault after a woman has started something. It's never no accountability. Even when it comes to a DV situation, when the police get called, somebody going to jail. And 9 times out of 10, even after that man's being combative, he gonna take the L and go to jail because he don't want his old lady and his kids in a situation. So in saying this, we need to stop deflecting the accountability for women's actions that cause situations and hold them accountable, just as these men who respond and react in a whole ass mode. Because out of all these situations, I heard this woman slap multiple men. I heard this woman antagonize people. But then the moment a man react to it, all her actions are deflected from, and there's no accountability on her actions. It's all about what a man did. Don't nobody care what the woman did. It's all, as soon as the man react to a woman's action, their actions are deflected. There's no accountability held for a woman after a man responds to a woman being combative. Even when a man don't swing back and knock a woman head off, a woman could put their hands on a man, call the police, and he going to jail. A man can be defending himself from his woman attacking him, and because she's swinging, she got stiletto nails and everything, and she doing all this, he got to defend himself. And the moment he push her away, nigga, or put a mark on her, now he the problem. So there's no accountability for this woman's actions because now this man has reacted. Where's the fairness in that? So that's why men now is probably knocking women's heads off, because they ain't no accountability for women even when they do take the high road as a man. After being assaulted, after being victims of domestic violence, and then ending up in jail because she called the police because you reacted to her putting her hands on her. All I'm saying is this: if you're gonna hold accountability for men, hold the same accountability for the women when they put the actions that cause that man to react. Hold them, and in most states, both people go to jail now, because now they starting to see women is doing now they hold women accountable in law, and how it's coming. All I'm saying is this: the moment a man react to anything physical or anything, there's no accountability for women's actions after that. And that's where the problem is. The problem is that we overlook the source of the problem because of reactions.
They call that victim blaming.
It's victim blaming, but you was the one that put your hands on this man, and then he knocked your head off, or he choked your ass out, or he Donkey Konged you, or he put you up against the wall. Now you want to call the police? Now the man's the problem, but you initiated all this stuff, so it's your word against him, and he going to jail. Now he got a domestic violence charge. Now he can't hold no weapons. He can't protect his family, or he got a felony, or he got a background or a record because of some stuff a woman did. But there ain't no accountability for women when it come down to them being the aggressor. It's always the man taking the hit from reacting from that. So now y'all say men shouldn't respond, men shouldn't hit, men shouldn't do this. But ain't no accountability for women. So now when it come down to it, when you put your hands on a man, now you better be prepared to get that same smoke. Newton's law of motion. Every force got to equal a greater reaction force. So if you giving that energy to a situation, you can't be like I just the main thing that make me mad about this whole situation is the lack of accountability for what her actions were. Period. Regardless of what the response was, it's never acceptable. But still, hold her accountable for her actions. Hold her accountable for her ignorance. It ain't always the man. 9 times out of 10 in domestic violence situations, the woman is initiated and became physical first.
Well said, brother.
Y'all have a good evening. I'm gonna end it on that note.
Appreciate it that way. All right, clap back.
Man, I appreciate your show again. Another good show. I'll end it this way. So I listened to what the last part that Alondria talked about if men take protection off the table, then we become obsolete. But in the very next breath, the statement is made, but we understand that you have to make it home and you shouldn't have to protect women who you don't know. So which is it? Do we protect or do we not protect women who we don't know? You see,
are you saying she contradicted herself?
I think that's a contradiction, and I think this is the big thing is when we're trying to solve this problem, because you can't say protection. Men say they're protectors, and so they're supposed to protect all the time, but then come back and say, "Oh, but we understand you shouldn't have to protect a strange woman," and we're talking about a strange woman. We're talking about a woman in the streets that we don't know. So which is it? Do we protect or do we not protect? Because the question that you asked tonight is before the brick. So what is the solution? So I used to be a pastry chef at one time. And one thing about baking that's different from cooking, it's an exact science. Everything has to have a recipe to it, right? Now, the recipe is supposed to give you said results, but there are things that can impact the recipe. Temperature of the room, the type of oven you're using, whether it's a convection oven, gas oven, electric oven, whether those ovens are working properly, how you mixed it, the temperature of the butter, the temperature of the yeast, all of these things. So what is the recipe for what we're talking about before the brick? It's the same recipe that we've been saying every day about how we can have stronger families in the community. It's the same recipe that we've been saying to our women about their dress. It's the same recipe that we've been saying to our women about laying down and giving their body to men that are not worthy of it. But now, tonight, we've kind of changed the recipe and we're adding something in it to experiment. And that is not only here, but I've been hearing, and it's not that I necessarily disagree with it. I'm not comfortable with it, but this mass cry out for women to go bear arms. So now we are going to have to put this new ingredient in the recipe.
Damn right.
And hope that when we put it in the oven, that cake still comes out. We don't know. We don't know if cake is going to come out, but we're going to try to put a new ingredient in a tried and tested recipe that we know how to get pound cake. We know how to get chocolate cake. But now we got to add a new ingredient to see if we're going to come out with the same chocolate cake. I don't know if we're ready because, again, I go back to what I said. If women can't distinguish good men from the men they call predators and yet say all men are predators, if women can't distinguish good men from the men they say all men are DVs or all men are SAs, when they come on my show and said 85% of black men have either SA'd or abused women and children in their lifetime. So we want to put weapons in the hands of a group of individuals who believe 85% of black men are DVing children and women. I don't know. Maybe it'll work. Maybe it won't.
Who
Good show
commits
tonight, man. I appreciate it.
Who commits more violent crimes?
Okay. All right. So I love your show. I heard some of the things I was saying, and somebody was talking about how men will protect puppies and children without having any knowledge of them. But there's criteria for the women that they choose to. I think that's not a me thing, that's a y'all thing. You know, nobody can control what you choose to do. But I think there's a level of delusion with this whole protection thing. With men understanding their realm of influence. As far as protection, the only ones you can actually influence on how to behave and how to are those in your local area, in your inner circle. If you think by you going on TikTok or social media and telling women and then saying this is how y'all should act, you don't have any influence on these women that you don't know. Because I think if you're trying to give correction, the foundation of correction is relationships. If you don't have a relationship, this is unsolicited advice. You can't tell someone, I mean, we're all adults. and we can talk till we're blue in the face. You can't change an adult. Like, you know what I'm saying? There's a sphere of influence, and you have no influence over that person. But you have to, I mean, judge life based on your, I know people hate to talk about anecdotal, but that is truly where your power is. It's in your lived experiences with the people, the women in your spirit. And it sounds like a lot of these men that are complaining about this have no control in their real lives, like their personal lives, their moms, their wives, their children. That's where your protection and control actually is, not with the women on TikTok. So in that, I believe that social media has given men a level of delusion about, what protection is. Like, why are you talking to strangers about protection? Like, you have to be like this for me to protect you, as if our paths will actually cross. Like, I don't even know you. So that's just weird. But there was a statement that said feminine women are protected. Feminine women wouldn't get a brick to the face. And I think that's something we can say to make ourselves sleep better at night, but that's not true, because feminine women do get abused. Like, and in the comments I saw that, oh, you don't know what femininity is. I don't think that some of the women on here know what femininity is. It's like you can't be a woman and not be feminine. Like, even if you are lesbian and you are the stud, you still are a woman. Your lady parts, you're a woman. You're you know what I'm saying? Like, you may not like the personality or the energy that comes off of them, but I think that's just something that's made a larger topic than it really needs to be on social media. And it gives people a way to divide women, to make one against the other. And that's the only purpose I can see, to say that we're better than you. And so it's kind of childish to me. But it says no accountability for women's action. I think the gentleman before Clap said that, no accountability for women's action. And I think that's mainly because men don't report it. And in that, you're enabling bad behavior. He even said in his statement that, the woman will hit the man, and then the police will come. And because you don't want, you're thinking about the children and all of this, the man goes to jail because he doesn't want her to. And it's like, you can't complain about a problem and then make reasons to enable the stuff to continue going on. You don't report it, then you admit that it's a cycle. Like, the solution to the problem is you. That's it. And then he was talking about adding a new ingredient to the cake and hoping that it comes out. Well, the truth is, one thing I can say for sure with that new ingredient, hoping that it comes out, that woman is going to come out. And with just getting a weapon is not the answer to the problem. It's also knowing the laws of your states, knowing how to move, knowing the parameters in which you're supposed to move with that weapon, knowing how all the safety handling of that weapon, going to the range to get proficient with that weapon, get tactical training to know how to properly draw your weapon so your weapon doesn't end up being used on you, and having non-lethal devices in order to get someone up off you. And all of that is so that you stay ready and you won't have to get ready. And because if men are saying that we're only protecting certain types of women, that's perfectly fine, because I wouldn't obligate anyone to insert themselves into no one's life. And so if there is, because in the sense that in order for me to get protection, it was said, it was given as an example that a woman has to be like this instead of like this. So in order for someone to step in, I have to be getting drilled. I cannot defend myself. If I defend myself, then I'm masculine. So self-defense looks like masculinity. I don't understand that. Make that shit make sense. Be
So
fucking for real.
I'm gonna speak on that.
Wait.
So,
No. We're doing closing call.
Closing out. All right.
So that doesn't make sense to me. And it simply is encouraging people to take it until someone shows up and saves you. That's crazy. That's crazy. And I would never advise that to women. And for the men that were on the panel, that have been one to speak up and speak in defense of me, Saul, Lower. I know we may not be cool right now, but Lower has done it, and several other men. So, in the sense that I am not what would be defined as a feminine woman, but there have certainly been men that defend me exactly how I am today. So that whole only feminine women are protected, that's not true. Even in my personal, in my real life, I am who I am on social media, the same as I am in my real life, and I am thoroughly protected. But
You win. Perfect.
Well, hey, great show tonight, and I appreciate everybody that came on. I know we got some people that still want to talk, but hey, I know the producers of the story of this show is going to be ripping me a new one. Everybody that joined tonight, thank you. All of the individuals who gave. King, Ashley, Ann, thank you for your cash donations to the show, and that's why we got your message on the screen so we could make sure your message was heard. Okay, before the break. The lesson tonight, we got away from Ro Bashi and her shenanigans. We wanted to focus on the message. And on the uncomfortable truth, that is exactly what it's here for. We won't be silenced by other individuals in the comments that don't like what people have to say and try to report this show and get it shut down. That's the reason why we're here on TikTok. I mean, on YouTube. And I encourage all of you to continue to come here so we can have a voice. If you're not able to speak your truth and others aren't able to combat it and give you other insight and other ways of thinking, then how can we ever move forward? This individual gave us an example of how much it can affect the Black community just by seeing one individual treated a certain way. 15 men got shot in Atlanta, Georgia, and 9 of those 15 men died on Labor Day weekend. And nobody said a word. But one woman got hit with a rock and it shook the Black community. You cannot say that you getting hurt doesn't affect us. Because if we didn't care, we wouldn't talk about it. And what we don't talk about is what we don't care about. Like those 15 Black men that got shot in Atlanta. 9 more got shot in Chicago. And countless across the nation. But what we care about is that young lady who had a rock to her face. Because men passing away on a weekend at a bar getting shot randomly because they got into an argument is something we just come to accept. And to me, as a grown man living in this nation, that is sad. That is sad. The truth is this. Perception is reality. If I perceive you as something that doesn't need my protection, I just instinctively do not move. It is not a choice that I am making as a man, ladies. I spent 22 years of my adult life sacrificing myself to be with my children and my family, my high school reunions to protect everybody on this earth, men, women, and children. I've put my life on the line many times. I've packed a 50-pound pack and got on a plane and didn't know if I was going to come back home to my daughters. You don't know what that feels like. Many do. So it's a personal insult when somebody tells me you don't protect women. When you was at the mall leaning and rocking with it, I was in the sandbox getting mortared. Don't tell me I don't protect women. I signed the line voluntarily, and I would do it again. Protection is acquired. A village is acquired. You don't deserve anything because of your genitals or the color of your skin. Everything that you have and everything that you don't is because you acquired it or you did not. The woman who's seen that she needs a village. She wants a village. She needs protection. She wants protection. She got up and went and acquired it. And whatever was necessary in her community to do so, that's what she did. And that's what she has. And for all of you that are standing by, waiting on it to come to you, you are just like that hobo sitting outside the grocery store, waiting on somebody to bring you a sandwich. Hopeful. This world is full of do and do not, have and have not. You don't deserve shit. Nobody deserves anything. You get what you can get, and you deserve what you work for. That's what you deserve. I don't know who provided this Disney World mindset for you to make you believe that because you walked out the house and you have a vagina and you're black, that somebody's supposed to do something for you. My mother gave birth to me, therefore she deserves my protection. My children have my blood running through their veins, and they didn't choose to come here. I brought them into this world. Therefore, they deserve my protection. They are my village. They are my blood. They are my family. I will die and rock an orange suit for the rest of my life, putting you in the ground if you dare to hurt them. And they can claim that because they got it. The question is, do you? And what have you done and what haven't you done yet to acquire it? If I look at a puppy, if I look at a kitten, if I look at a child, if I look at a woman, and I feel they need my protection, instinctively I will do it. But if my genes and my cells do not recognize you as one of those, I won't react. And it's not a choice. I apologize if we went down rabbit holes you were not familiar with. I appreciate everybody who came here tonight and gave to the channel and subscribed and hit that notification bell. I know that it gets very uncomfortable on this channel, but we try to keep it the truth. Thank you, and I'll see you next week. Good night, everybody.